Oh, we got a first time citizen. Someone who wants to be first. How dandy. They're not even here. Oh! Thank you for the follow, Calcor. Thank you, thank you. The ads to pass. Time. Oh yeah. Let's see. I actually got enough extract shits already from the check-in. Where is it? I want to check it. Thank you. That'll be nice. I'll do a 10 roll. After the ads in, I'm gonna do a 10 roll. Give it some time for people to join. As I corrupt one of my friends to possibly play this game. Wrong fucking team. Who was it? Anyone else I want to shoot? This is the one I'm just using for the story stuff. Maybe I'll get lucky. Wait, I gotta see. Did they change the pictures again? They did. Put Grigger. Hey. Do some ticket acquiring while we wait for the ads to pass. I have not been keeping up to date on my dailies. I haven't played in a hot minute, so I kind of need to remember the team dynamic, because I remember I am at the point in the story where 3 of my characters are blocked. But we'll let the pitbull have its fucking fun while we wait on the gang. It's explaining the lore, which is like, in a sense, like an illiterate explaining a picture book. I kinda get it. But Grug no understand deeper meaning sometimes. Mad Cliff. Hope everyone else has been having a good day. Oh, I gotta fucking close this. This is eating up RAM. It's eating up processing power. think that was supposed to be a different character, not Gregor. Yeah, well. Ugh. Disgusting energy drink. Not the worst one, but just not fond of it. I got plenty of batteries, so I'll much one of these just so I can finish out the fucking daily. Hand it over, I need another box. Let's do an extract. Sinclair or Reindeer Honglu? I don't know if he's a fucking charge. I don't have a charge team. I know to roll in the Sinclair. I'm a bit lacking in the Sinclair department. Use it. Will we get lucky? I guess I'm filling out my fucking Sinclairs. No, wait, that's Dawn? Okay, so I got a Dawn too. Who'd I roll a dupe on? You. That is a lot. Was attached to blank. What? Oh, I can see using those. Oh, talisman welding. I can see some nightmare creations being forged out of those. Okay, what do you do? Rupture? Talisman. What do talismans do? I see. It's sort of a baby rupture. What's your support? Do you have a good support? If unhit, if target is rupture, demon talisman. Let's see. Molar boat fixers. What do you do? Trimmer. Defense. Interesting. He can sleep in the pit though. But another Dawn, that's nifty. What are you good at? Poise. Poise, haste. Oh, I already have a Dawn for that. Gain haste. Alright, free haste. Fastest. That's not bad. Too bad I already have a Dawn for that. Except with poise. Already got a poise Dawn. Sorry, game. Into the fucking story. It's enough time. Time killing time. I forgot it's one word. I was already partway through it. We'll get on to the next one. The Yere Divier Mystery. Wait. It's fine. Right, fixed team. Alright, alright. So swap you out. And you're a support character. You're the support character, because I don't want to level up any of you bastards. It was the full stop office, I think, was recommended. Who's got the best full stop office? This one. Actually, no. I might be using a support, but I'm gonna at least mitigate it a little bit. Now look at these fucking rats. Oh, this is a focus battle. Offset that. Neutral? Alright. It's fine. If they die, they die. Power counter. And yeah, just focus down on him. The power of gun. It's like that fucking dude from Equilibrium. Every time I fucking see Full Stop Office fucking Hong Lu, that crazy fucking madman. You fuckers. Which one's supposed to be a better one? Oh, it's that one. Go, my wabbits. Show no mercy. Aye. The chill part. See, that's not bad, gang, but maybe you're going a bit overboard with beating that one man to death. I'm gonna kill that guy, too. Got his silly hat on. That's how you know he's the boss. Alright, boys. Beat him to death. Okay, your hands are full. Okay. Offset that. Unopposed and unopposed. A nice showing of the violence. I'm hoping today I shouldn't be fighting any mega bosses today. I'm hoping that I will at least start the next canto after this today. It will be a chill time. Alright. So you're being attacked by his bullshit again. Why is he not being gaslit? Is he just that sad? He just feels that sad, the Euro. Euro DVA boys. So sad. Who's left? You're left. Beat the piss out of that guy. Oh, you're not. They're not killing them. They're conveniently sliding off screen after being stabbed violently. That guy got staggered. Wait, is that full stop 2 life? That's the name of the fucking skill? Yes. Anyway, you spend one of those on that, and then everyone else beats that guy to death, so that he can understand the meaning of violence. Stab. Just win rate him. Just fucking rush him. When you don't need to live, you can just kill him. We quickly moved our conversation to the hideout after defeating ERDVA members. Gah! Surrender and confess. Starting to run low on patience, might kill you soon. Oh no, looks like Ryushu's getting tired of playing detective. We surrendered already, not sure what you want us to confess either. What would you like for us to confess? That we're the Euro DVA or something? We hesitated, unsure if he really was clueless or not. That's when Radia confidently strode forward and pointed an accusatory finger at the Euro DVA captain. Alright, questioning time. You've always hated this state of affairs, am I right? Must you really ask? You like inventing stuff and not registering them to the tech agency, don't you? Again, must you really inquire about something you could discern simply by looking around? Oh, mind if I take a gander at these inventions? Wait, don't just go around touching. I see. This hedgehog toy is a time bomb disguised as a plushie. It stands the palm as soon as it enters within a certain proximity range, and if it doesn't recognize the palm as an authorized individual, it'll shoot out its spine and penetrate the intruder. But you screwed the parts too tightly down here. You'll do well to remember that mechanical engineering isn't all about tightening the screws as hard as you can. Sometimes you really need a loose screw or two to make things fit better. Oh, and another thing, if I would have made the spine holes hexagon shape, not circular. You could tell all that from a quick look. You're certainly no common employee. Either way, most of these are experiments, incomplete products. In truth, you like making more dangerous, destructive inventions too, right? You really are a persistent one, aren't you? What are you getting at? I'm sure these violent inventions eventually lead to something that can completely rip someone's time away. Wait, what? The culprit behind the case of time killing time. It's you guys, right? It's what you do, isn't it? You see something that rubs you the wrong way, so you go ahead and smash it to bits? That's a bit of a logical leap, isn't it? Who do you think we Euro DVA are? Sounds like friends of yours in the Euro DVA really messed up big time in the past. Did they do something drastically violent? No, Sonya, he always knew how to say the right things to get people to agree with him, to convince them to join his cause. His words filled me with this confidence that would really change the world. That we could really change the world, that it really was as effortless as letting candy slowly melt away in my mouth. But what could he possibly do to change the world? He doesn't even do anything. Not like these guys. I bet the T-Corp ERDV are nothing like the knockoffs who just found themselves inspired by stories coming out of J-Corp or... It's absolutely baffling how you failed to correctly deduce a single thing. No, we're not knockoffs. Besides, the Saint has already brought Many changes his world, changes that you mere detectives can't even dream of. The Saint? Indeed, Saint Sonia was the one who really sparked the fire of your DVA in every nest. Well, that isn't the only reason they call him the Saint, but that's besides the point. In every nest, Sonia did that? Since you claim to be Saint Sonia's friend, allow me to say it in no uncertain terms. The year DVA has nothing to do with your case. Sonia. Are we supposed to take you at your word? First, we don't have this time-killing technology. We can steal time or time pieces, but it's practically impossible to kill time. Making something so absurd would certainly catch the tech agency's attention. And that is trouble that I'm not willing to invite. Why? You've certainly been causing a ruckus here. Isn't that what the ERDVA wants? Chaos? Please don't compare us to the likes of the Bat Streets games. Though there are those among us who want that chaos, of course. But one of our former members insists that we must take the abundance of time in T-Court for ourselves and have our comrades divided equally among us. But such drastic action will also hurt the have-nots, those who do not deserve such pain. So we must adhere to the Saint's teaching. To truly tear out the throats of the rich, we must wait for the right moment. The right moment. So it really was Sonia. So I've been wondering, are you really the Saint's friend? Of course she is. He even invited her to join his journey. Well, why don't we leave for now? We can always come back once we uncover more evidence. Dante says, let's leave for now. Are we not arresting them? Didn't one of you give a whole lecture about how it's my job to arrest them? Raja ignored the assistant's question and turned around to leave the hideout, wearing a dark expression, something I had never seen from her before. The assistant shrugged and we were about to leave the hideout as well, but the ERDVA captain stopped us. Wait, if you really are a friend of the Saint, then I can't let you leave without giving you some advice as the more experienced detective. I was able to establish a few things from this conversation, so allow me to share with you. Oh, right, you dabble in detective work from time to time as well. Yes, this is a common thing that you ERDVA get up to. Now, only the ERDVA branch in District 20 do. Anyway, if I were you, I would start by looking for a common thread that ties all the victims together. Find out what they have in common. Why? The T-Court collection agency knows everything about time, where it comes from, where it goes, but not with this case. But if they know everything about comings and goings of time, how are you avoiding their eyes? Not all of us do. I can't tell you more. However, just know that we have ace up our sleeve that lets us continue our guerrilla activities in this nest. Anyways, does it not strike you as odd that for someone with such impressive technology that can quite literally rip away time without a trace, the killer seems unusually passive? This tells me that there is a condition they must first meet to use their powers. Another possibility is that they have a certain creed or belief system that they follow, but ideologically motivated culprits usually find more obvious evidence that points to their beliefs. Oh, I think that adds nicely. Want to join our squad of ace detectives? Who the hell hired this bumbling team of amateur detective wannabes? Never mind. Now, would you kindly leave this place? Well, now we know more. We now know where the year do. We always come back here if we ever need anything else. Yes, we are in the time intervallo. We are in time killing time. I am borrowing someone's full stop to just make this go faster. Jesus fucking Christ. I had enough extraction tickets for a roll and it wasn't good. It was okay. I did the Sin Player one because I lacked Sin Players and I did not roll any good ones. I rolled a Dawn. Ooh, story. An odd impression. I love streaming this game. I'm glad to play it again. Well then, DVA is swearing up and down that they got nothing to do with the case, and the Time Ripper's still at large. What now, ace detectives? But we don't have any other leads. The ones we talked to just left the hideout, so why don't we follow him? You want to tail that Yuri DVA? It looks like, well, it's like not arresting them might pay off after all. I think it's a fair suggestion. Waste of time. We should torture them one by one until someone breaks. I I can't get over Ryushu's fucking mustache in this fucking part. I think it's so funny that she actually put on the damn mustache. According to page 155 of Lady Agatha's book, an ace detective must always remain vigilant and not shy away from stakeouts. You've already on page 115? Don Quixote did this book so that we can all become ace detectives. Woohoo, I've been reading it whenever I can. The ERDVA's petty time thievery won't change the world. Is that why you're letting them go, because it doesn't matter? Not at all. It's the opposite, in fact. I want to see things change. Change? It's said that the ERDVA started from a small group of nobodies. But they kept at it, slowly but surely spreading through the city. I heard they've been causing some real trouble in some nests. They find it difficult to get rid of them. You know what people have been saying here at T-Corp? Running low on time, but burning full of frustration? Then come join the ERDVA. Unlike most people who accept injustice and move on, they don't. They refuse to turn a blind eye, confident and determined that they will one day bring real change to the city. It's only natural that I find them extremely fascinating to witness to what end do their desperate desires and aspirations lead. Nothing but infinite stormings. I'm sorry. Do any of you even give a damn about solving the case? This case has a certain destructive aesthetic to it. I like it. I'm following my family's elders' words to see and experience as much of the world as I can before I return, because their words better be followed. Sounds excruciatingly bothersome. So many things in this world presume that they deserve to call themselves family. I never heard you talk like that, Ryushu. What will you ever accomplish with such half-heartedness? Don't worry about it. Most people live on that very half-heartedness. It's been eons since I really desired something with all my heart, you know? Real, I know that feeling. No, I'm not most people. From the distance, loud, rapid footsteps broke through Rajia's quiet whispers. I knew it. The culprit was a ERTVA. Ah. They're here. Won't give them the slip this time. Okay, let's go. Maybe you'll catch them this time if you learn to breathe like Mare Salt, Ryushu. Rajia came to a sudden halt and looked at me, staring at me from underneath the shadows cast over her eyes. Dante, you think it would have been any different if I followed Sonya back at the casino? Why do you ask? I mean, it's just watching Sonya's goals actually start to take shape while I'm stagnated, unchanging. It's making me feel. Raja hesitated. Odd. An odd impression. The Time Ripper. You're late, clock. The two sinners had a head start, but it didn't take very long before we caught up to them and saw them quietly kneeling behind cover. We'll go ahead and draw their attention. We should be able to corner them in this direction. As Ryushu and Hong Lu are out there to draw the culprit here, we just have to do our part and capture them. Yeah. What's wrong, Radia? Just every time I think about Sonya, I remember all the things that I couldn't do, that's all. Radia. Nope, not gonna let this drag me down. I just ought to do what I can, right? Wouldn't it be so nice if the culprit showed up right now so I can get my hands on him and get this over with? All this waiting around is getting so tedious. Hopefully I'll look real badass when I arrest them. You certainly recovered quick. Now that's a good attitude to have. Well, you know, ain't that how emotions are supposed to be? Constantly changing with time, you know? Is it now? I don't quite agree. Emotions don't change with time. I say that changing emotions are what drives the flow of time. That's some complicated stuff. I can't wait to hear all the praises you'll sing of me once I snag this ERDVA rascal, that's all. You know I want to be an ace detective. Then you shall have your chance. A chance for you to be the center of attention, a subject of praise. That long coat, that hat. You're Radia Dante, the culprit, ran that way. You're the Time Ripper. That's some fucking drip. Damn, he looks cool. Correct. And this isn't good. It'll take a while for Honolulu to get here. But before we get down to business, allow me to make a few corrections. 1, I am no longer bound to an organization like the ERA-DVA. No longer. He was in it. In fact, I found their hypocrisy detestable. Did you know that even the ERA-DVA did not use their hours equally amongst one another? This is why I've chosen action. 2, I am not killing time. You will not compare my crusade to something so hollow. I merely reap the dying hours, to share it among those who need it most. You may call me the Time Saint instead. Wait, the hell are you talking about? Shut up and... All this is flying over your head, isn't it? You poor little thing, starved for even a morsel of praise. This is both a correction of your ignorance and our final warning. If you wish to capture me, no, us, then you must be prepared to pay the price in time. Is that an attempt at a threat? Do you seriously think you can stare me like that? Sure, you're a big and scary Time Ripper, but I got you all figured out. I know your patterns. There's something staying your hand, isn't there? Whether it's your creed, some kind of design flaw in your tech, you can't touch my time. How'd you like to say detective's deductions, huh? Half right, but you have given me 2 more corrections to make. 1, I am not the one killing time. It's you, and everyone like you who's killing time. 2, indeed, we cannot rip time away from just anyone, no, but I can take yours. Because you, at this very moment, are mired in tedium. What? Just biding the time, aren't you? Waiting for something to happen, killing time. We are merely taking back the time that you would have killed anyway. Swing that axe and you might carve a small chunk of our flesh, but we will rip a chunk out of your existence. We will stir awake when the clock strikes 4. In 50 years' time, having done nothing, having lived through nothing, all in the blink of an eye. That's when it shall dawn on you, that despair, that all crushing down in like a flood, that disparity, the unfamiliarity of all the time you killed. Every pain a reminder of every single second you've killed, thinking about how tedious it all is. You look scared. We like that look in your eyes. Raja stood there, completely frozen. No one could stop the Time Ripper as he walked away from us. Not me, not Raja. There he is. Hi, Spoon. Hi, everyone with the raid. Did you unlock the thing? Did you get the deal? Do you have comp? Are you having a good day? No! 14 wins. You need wins to unlock it? Wait, they made it so you had to get wins? Are you fucking serious? They made it wins? That's fucking insane. We're working on it though, that's good. Thought it used to just be you had to get the level 20. Yes? What are you waiting for? Something wrong? Thanks for the shout out. I was getting to it. But come on. Too slow? Oh god damn it, I did it the wrong way. Fuck. God damn it. Just for fun. Ah. The culprit. Okay, that is a funny bit. The culprit, where are they? I thought I could take them on, but when I came face to face with the Ripper, how can you give them the slip? It's also taking my job anyway. They threatened her that they were gonna rip away her time. Oh no. And the Ripper knew. They knew how I felt, so never mind. It seemed to me that Raji decided to not say it out loud, but I knew that the word she wanted to say was tedious. Pathetic. Unlike you, Ryushu, my time is important. I'm not here just to make those stupid, pointless observations about the case. I didn't volunteer out of some weird obligation either, okay? I volunteered because I genuinely wanted to solve the case. I'm not like you, either of you. I briefly grew concerned that Ryushu might swing her scabbard at Radia, but I don't think she was listening anyway. How banal. Such a cool model. Not spoon for real, for real. Not super real. A second. Mr. Streamer, there's been a second spoon. Now I have it, one for tea and one for the table. Instead, she stared up at the clock tower in silence as her cigarette slowly burned its way to her lips. I guess that's a relief? Raja, sorry, I think I'm just getting tired of wearing a silly smile. Another story chapter, let's do more reading. Twisted Time. Roger was always the one to lift the team's mood when it was down, but the mood amongst us has grown so incredibly awkward and cold that I was almost starting to feel a little chill in my fingers. I guess that's what happens when Raji is in a depressive mood. If I were back at the bus, or if Yisang or Gregory here, we would have at least tried to do something to break the ice. But neither Ryushu nor Hong Liu were the kind of people to be heavily affected by such frosty mood, so we just trudged on with our investigation. Huh, looks like the culprit got him in the middle of something. When he knew the Ripper. How could you tell? By looking at his eyes, isn't it obvious? That look in his eyes, it's the kind of look that people have in their eyes when getting killed by a rat they know. He's not exactly dead, you know? This dead body looks kind of different from the last one we saw, though. Not a dead body either. But what is it? The culprit tore his scarf in half. Maybe they really disagreed with his fashion choices? Uridivier must live like fools in the eyes of others, so that we may see a path invisible to them. Radia? It's something Sonya once said. Told me that the scarf was a yoke to hide the great ambition that those with such dreams must remain bound. I don't see you wearing that scarf. It's just not my style. Then chopping the scarf in half would mean that the killer is a former member of the Uridivier. We should go back to the hideout and ask around. Sometime later. Damn it, the Ripper got our boss. Huh? You're asking if anyone quit recently? Well, it's not like they formally quit or anything, but there were someone who went completely off the grid. Someone who wanted to steal the surplus time at T-Corp to share it equally among everyone. Yeah, I remember a lad who said something like that. When his younger brother died, he became a bit weird. Anyone want to go along with that plan? I'm sure there were some, but we shouldn't. We're the Uridivier. We must bide our time until the Saint gives us the word. Is that so? Where is he? No idea. Last I heard, he said something like, "I'll always be watching you." Creepy, isn't it? I suppose that means that he's still hanging about somewhere within T-Corp borders. Oh, our boss man's gonna be back to normal, right? He'll always be watching, huh? Ah. clock. I always burn a cigarette after a kill. But you're always smoking. Because it takes about 4 minutes for each cigarette to burn all the way through. I get to watch as the light of a life slowly burn out of their dying eyes. It really enhances the flavor. Kinda fucked up. 4 minutes. I know that it takes exactly 4 minutes for the cigarettes to burn away. But only 2 minutes have passed on that clock tower. Huh? That doesn't make sense. How could no one notice the clock tower was broken? This isn't a new development, by the way. From the moment our little game of detectives started to this precise moment, the clock tower always measures only 2 minutes by the time I finish smoking. Did someone say that was because people have learned to be helpless? Been watching for something to get finished for a while. Do you know how much pain it is to wait for something, but always have too much time in your day? It's so tedious. I think there's a real bother standing guard here, all this stop and search, so tedious. Hey, assistant, what were the first 2 victims doing when the Ripper struck? Let's see, one of them was attacked while purchasing a 3-mint 13 flavored lollipop candy, and the other was reading a comic book starring a T-Corp inventor as its protagonist. I'd say it's a really fun read. Are there a lot of clock towers in T-Corp? A total of 12 in the entirety of T-Corp, but just 1 in this general area. The Time Ripper struck only near this clock tower, didn't they? Right on, detective. What if they slowed down the clock tower and made everyone in the area feel that sense of extreme tedium? Tedium, I see, that's what it was. He can only rip time away from people who are bored. The clock tower. Anyway, who is this? That's one of the other sinners. That's Radia. This is Ryushu. Should give me a nice view to blow. It should give me a nice view to blow smoke at. Oh, there's something I forgot to mention. You know that you need actual evidence to make an arrest, right, detectives? Huh? You have to catch them in the act. Can't go around arresting people just because they feel like it. What? Do we have to let them attack us or something? Just so we can catch them in the act? Don't you know he can literally rip time out of you? One small mistake and you might wake up weeks, months, or even years later. We don't even know if that's a kind of thing that Dante can rewind. Yes, it's all very tragic, but still part of your responsibilities. Do you even care about catching the culprit? Or is learning how he rips time all you care about? Right on again, ace detective. I once thought there were no invention in T-Corp that I didn't know the ins and outs about. You see, I have an intricate knowledge of the mechanisms of every machinery, every single machinery in existence within T-Corp. I know everything about the bizarre contraption of your friend back at the jail cell invented while he was here. I didn't want that invention to be beholden to the T-Corp patents agency. No, I wanted to watch as it spreads throughout the city, which is why I didn't try very hard to stop him as he escaped through the back streets. It wasn't because I was lazy, mind. So to answer your question, no. Like in the case of the League of Nine Litiers, I don't care whether we catch the culprit or not. I'm just curious about the exact mechanism behind how he rips time. It's the nature of being an inventor. Agreed. How am I supposed to even get anything done with people like... Excuse me, Mr. Assistant. I have something I'd like to ask you. Back when Marisol stood on the temporal scale gallows, didn't the machine beep very loudly? Oh, that rescindent friend? Yes, it did. If you have the intricate knowledge of the mechanisms of every single machinery in existence within T-Corp, then do you also know why it malfunctioned? Of course. Why wasn't the gallows able to take 10 billion ons worth of time from Marisol? Was it really because it was broken? What are you talking about? It's particularly impossible for machines of my design to have any faults usually. Then the source of that error must have been Marisol, or all of us, right? Not the machine. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. You're not only looking the part, but also acting the part of an ace detective. Could have fooled me. All credit goes to Lady Agatha. She did say that one of the qualities of an ace detective is a mind of bottomless inquisitiveness, after all. I thought the condition of getting exempt from our time tax was that we had to catch the culprit. That was what I was thinking when the Class 5 auditor began speaking again as if to address my concerns. I'm not saying that I won't cooperate, of course. I may have even devised a plan for you, though it may be somewhat simple. Now listen close. No, time for a fight. The clock tower. You're within 10 turns. It's a boss. I have access to the whole team now. Ruh-roh. This is a threat. I don't understand why the fuck is... Why the fuck is centering on my iPad? Lamau. I don't have a lot of rupture, so... Still have Molar Office. We're gonna take you, 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 and you. Recommended level 45, I'll be fine. So, will this really work? I guess it's barely a plan and more like something we came up with in the last 10 minutes, but still. Fuck! There we go. There he goes, yeah. Tisk. Annoying. Ash. Let's hide. Hiya. I've been waiting for you. Did he just say hiya to the Ripper? How interesting. Not only did you know that I'd be coming here, but you also had the manners to send your greetings? I see. You've been tailing us this whole time. Of course, you were right under our noses all this time, weren't you? You're one of those fools playing pretend as a detective, aren't you? Killing time. You're right. Say, can you teach me how to make the most of my time? Give us your time and we might tell you. What, 30 hours? What is this, a bloody joke? This ain't enough. Just think about all those hours we've lost fleeing from these sods. We could have spent that time ripping more hours from others. I say that's only fair that we take 300 hours from him. Agreed. He's one of the Nest lackeys, working with those filthy watch chains of T-Corp. He deserves it. If we let him go, he'll only bring further trouble. Let's show them what happens to those that oppose us. Who's your fave sinner? My top 3 is definitely not in any particular order. I'm not sure yet. Probably either Otis, Dawn, or Faust. Those are like my top 3. Gregor can go fuck himself. Wrong picture. Where is it? Is this one? There it is. Yeah. There we go. Gregor knows what he fucking did. I have to pop this up every time he's mentioned. He fumbled it. Agreed. He's one of the Nest lackeys, working with those filthy. He deserves it. Alright, yep. Ah! Proud Sinclair man, that's fair. Sinclair's cool. The poor lad. Seconded. Let's try to extract the exact amount of hours that evenly splits into 12 pieces. Sod it. Let's step as deep as we can go. We don't want the repeat of that fat cat at the factory, do we? We're aiming straight for the center. We're not letting this bastard slip away with just a gash of 100 hours. Silence. I will decide the time. We will stab as deep as we can and rip 1,000 hours from him. That should be more than enough time for us to happily share. Well, I suppose we'll be losing our sense of taste for the next 1,000 hours if we divide the burden of 1,000 hours equally amongst one another. Yeah, I can roll with that. It's almost like there are multiple personalities in there, all taking turns speaking. The culprit wasn't the only one who suddenly began to behave strangely. Hung Lu did too. His face relaxed into a tranquil look, as though he was ready to let something go, or perhaps that was an expression of liberation. 1,000 hours. Will 1,000 hours have passed in the blink of an eye? Yes, and there will be no pain, only despair that awaits for you upon your awakening. And I like it, then. I like that. Rip my time away. He didn't mean that, did he? A time-tearing razor, is it? So that is the core of the power that stretched time. Though it was no invention at all, but a distortion. My, this is still highly fascinating. So this is the kind of power that a distortion can grant. Powers that can only have dreamt of. After a lengthy silence, as though the world itself had come to a grinding halt, why can't we rip away your time? I see. Everything went according to plan. It's all so same. I blinked, but the world is just as familiar and changeless as ever. What? We walked right into a trap, you daft idiots, don't you understand? Detectives. AOTS. Phew, that's a relief. Had me worried for a moment there. About 30 minutes ago. Like I said earlier, the temporal stale Dallas isn't broken, the arrow was tossed by you. Your time, and this applies to all 12 of you, was already bound in someone else's time. Someone else's time. Me? This caused a multi-reference error in the temporal stale Dallas, which was supposed to hang your time. So what you're saying is, because we are living within Dante's time, the gallows couldn't hang out our time? I had no idea. Well, if that all is news to us, then there's really no way for the Time Ripper to know that either. So once the Time Ripper arrives and tries to rip my time away from me, that's when Roddy and Rashid can swoop in like an awesome people you are and arrest the culprit. And that's how this trap came to be. But what if, and really what if the Time Ripper manages to rip Hung Lu's time away? Don't worry, Dante. It's all going to be okay. I wonder how long the racket would last once the news of a malfunctioning clock tower breaks. Wouldn't it be so entertaining to watch as people's trust in the institution of the supposedly unerring clock tower crumble? Oh, it's going to be such a fun show. I'll try my best not to malfunction. Tick tock, tick tock. Hey, participation trophy. I used to really hate the sound of clocks. I don't know when it started, but I started associating its noise with a perpetual cycle of pain, like it's some pre-motion that a clock hand-shaped blade one day clean through me. A blade of time, if you will. But your noise, it's a bit different. It's the kind of noise that makes me dream up something new, something different, and it's not pain. Well, that's why I wanted to extend my gratitude. I'm not sure what he's extending his gratitude for, but can someone ask him to do something for me? Dante has a request. Request away. I think I've had enough experience to intuit when a big fight's about to break out, and I'm getting that exact feeling that something's about to happen. So it's time for you to return the other sinners. I can't believe they actually kept us in prison the whole time, only to let us out right before they caught the culprit. So how was it, Manager, adventuring with just 3 sinners? Was it nice? I trust that you have learned your lesson and that my absence was deeply felt. Here, Spoon, it's your wife. She's here, and she's upset. My absence was deeply felt. I'm aching all over just from sitting inside that jail cell. I don't ever want to go back to a place like that. Right, so this sawed the Time Ripper or something. A distortion we must defeat. My wife. I got her on the team. Okay, so we got our fucking boss. Undefined. Interesting. Time Ripper. I like his design. Alright. This fucking music. This fucking techno dance music. Damn. Time acceleration. Oh, what the fuck is this? Holy shit. He's buffed all hell. Okay. I need to, I need to take care of his fucking time. Neutral. Favored. Struggling. Neutral. Neutral. Not fantastic. Okay. Let's see how this goes. Go, my pitbull. Let's see how fat this boss fight is. Uh-oh. Not good. Okay, so he lost time. Turn start. Okay, so he loses time every turn. I see. God, I still need to fix that. Let's see. Send the pitbull there. Radia. Hopeless. Hopeless. Struggling. Alright. Neutral. Alright, do that. Oof. Oh my god. Alright, Otis is fucking dying. Oh, we're always guaranteed to do damage to him. Not much fucking damage. We gotta fuck. Okay. He's starting to run out. Base power +1. This is an evade. Unclashable. Gain time acceleration. Gain 5 speed. Okay. He's going to evade. Okay. Well, that evade's wasted, but it's gonna just move over to the next person. Offset. Offset. What is time relief entitlement do? Tell me what that fucking does. Targeted by the Time Ripper while time is... Okay, so it's gonna focus on the target. Yeah. Reapply it with Sinclair. I'm okay with him being the dueling man. He is a pit bull. Go. Okay, so he's up his speed, which makes clashing very fucking hard. Clash loot. God. We just have to wait out the fucking clock for this fight. Radia. Can you win this? No. You can't really block it either. Right. Let's hit our Clash is struggling. Well, how about you whip out the fucking sack and shove him in there? Hopeless. Yeah, it's just a myth. He can't make our pit bull helpless. This is less than favorable. This is less than favorable. Roger is not in a fucking good spot. Good luck. I'm not sure exactly what I fucking saw there, but that wasn't nice. Now he's another attack. Our pit bull staggered. Unfortunate. Raja. Oh god, he's paralyzed, which means we're gonna possibly get false information. Yeah, this is gonna be hard to tell. 2 on Otis. Do that one. Alright, hope for the best. Is that on him? And you lost. Oh, damn it. He's running out of time, though. He is running out of time. Oh. Roger still has that fucking badge. Which means if I brought like Hong Lu and I guess Ryushu, they would have the badges too. Maybe I'll change out the team next time for that. Alright, Roger. Offset that. Power counter. Do that. Give him some trimmer. He is so close to being staggered. Evaded. Get jebaited. Staggered. Get his ass. Right now. Roger, was it yours? Yeah, he's definitely above 50. Okay, I won't save it. Damage him. Get his ass. Oh. Did we trap him in the fucking time bubble? This might be it. Faust is dead. She had bleed. I didn't realize. I didn't look. Ah, god damn it. It's fine. Unflashable. Well, we got the fucking pit. Offset that one. And make it hurt. He doesn't have all of his fucking crazy defense now, and that will make up for it. Did that kill him? It did! The time burst fucking finished him off perfect. Have you ever wept in such deep longing for that extra minute, the extra second you let slip through your fingers? Don't remind me. Where you wish that your heart would forever sleep, for its every beat was but a painful reminder of the merciless march of time? I don't suppose you have, because you all have plenty of time to spare. But that, the Time Ripper slips into the shimmering portal. A mirror dungeon of the Fathom. Ah, god damn it, it's a dungeon. Appears to be the same kind as the one we have seen before. Hey Dante, I've got a question. It's just occurred to me for the first time. Where do all the time that you use? Where do they come from? Well, that's... I never gave that thought on where the time I rewind comes from. All I knew that was when I turned the clock, I rewound the time. WC. Yeah, who cares, I guess. I wish I could answer it, but it's not like I know how any of this works. Ryushu quickly shuts us down with her brief summary of the circumstances. We did not question it further. A mirror dungeon of the Fathoms. Let's go. She is so sad. She has been quite saddened by Dante's lack of faith. Hell yeah. Into the fucking time hole. Jesus. The final problem. Into the dungeon. Suppress the dungeon boss. Oh boy. So this is the culprit's Fathoms. 21 minutes. The time it took from the impact for you to hit the cobblestone. Isn't it about time you quit that Eurydivier thing? Brother? He's living... Oh, he's in a slower time. We barely have enough time to scrape by. Wasting our time building unregistered inventions just to annoy some time collectors doesn't do anything. Come on, brother. Dream like you used to. Please? You always wanted to work for T-Corp Patent Agency, didn't you? We were just biding our time, waiting for the right moment, okay? And when that moment comes... But you don't even know when that moment is. What if that moment comes after we're dead? Why would any of that matter if we're not here to see it? He's talking slow because he's poor. If you... For Spoon, if he's still here. Yeah, he's talking slow because time is money here, and if you're poor, you have very little time. Take the Drain 1 Inventor exam or something. The legal minimum amount of time that people can have is 4-hour days. As in, they move so slow, they can only do 4 hours worth of stuff in a day. It's the bare minimum for survival. Make a submission to the Inventors Expo. There's a hefty prize for receiving the Inventor of the Year award, you know. Do you know that in other nests, everyone enjoys equal 24 hours? Just imagine for a second, what if we saved up a ton of money and moved to a different nest? Then maybe we'll live 24-hour days too. I could get a full night's rest, I'd still have half a day to spend. Wouldn't that be so wonderful? I was always full of excuses. For all my hatred of the system, I remain inert with my ignorance as a convenient shield and excuse for inaction. I knew that our lives would get better if I did get certified, but I always gave the same excuse. I don't have the time to take a test. One early morning, my brother came to speak to me. I'll lend you all but 2 hours of my time. That'll give you more than enough time to complete the exam. It ends around 2 p.m., right? I'll meet you in front of the clock tower then. You can give me back the time you borrowed there. Thus, I was given a single day of abundance. The sun still hadn't set when I finished the exam. I had a good feeling about all this, too. Maybe I could start dreaming again, just like in that old comic book I used to read, to dream of becoming a professional inventor of all kinds of things. The car rolls in slowly. It's so slow that anyone could simply step out of the way. The driver's like someone who lives 10-hour days. But my brother can't get out of its way, because he doesn't have enough time. Hours already precariously stretch over a day, stretch even further. So you are so slowly thrown into the air. I run as fast as I can with the time that is given to me, but I fail to reach him. I never could. Nothing changed no matter how much time I was shared. Because my life was spent in a rush, because it's entirely slipped through my fingers in the blink of an eye. I wandered aimlessly near the street my brother drew his last breath. If only I could taste every flavor of this lollipop sooner. Man, I can't wait to read what happens next. Won't somebody knock me out and wake me up when the next volume's out? The city. Can't wait for them to finally complete my portrait, huh? I hope they capture my little upward flick of the tip of my mustache. It's supposed to look like a bird's wings, yes. Oh, it's so tedious waiting for it to be finished. This guy's rich. You could tell because he has fucking color in his fucking clothing. It's literally side effect. It's still 3 in the afternoon. This is one long shift. When will this tedious busy work end? Has too many people so indifferently killed time? Our time will come, just like the saint said. I know it's tedious, but everyone feels the same way. Stop pestering me about it, yeah? You think I'm happy with the small time stuff? I'm just as tired as you are punching those bloody collectors and running away. I was ignorant. I lacked the time. If only I had the time they killed. If only my brother had the time they killed. He would still be alive. Yes, my brother was right. Can't wait for the moment that they won't come. Now is the time for action. I'll find everyone so content with killing their time. And I'll... Through a clock, it may look as though it turns evenly on the outside. The cogs that make up the clockwork within each turn at desperate rate. Some live 44-hour days, some living 4-hour days. We are not like the DVA. We know we must take action. So, that's what you've turned yourself into? Within me is a place where all may live in equal hours, our nest. A place for all who have felt the very same pain. Your explanations fail to justify your time killing. Yet, I'm not the time killer. It is the people of the city who have been slaughtering time. No one even took a moment to doubt that the clock tower may have been broken. Instead, they stopped at merely complaining that it was a slow day, that they should just pass the time. Killing time. I saved the dying times from their wasteful clutches. Please still claim that I am in the wrong. Are you killing your time, gang? Well, you're killing your time, chat. Right, dungeon team. Yeah, this will be fine. Might change out Gregor. Who needs G Corp Gregor? When we have plenty of nice bleed on the team. Average level 33, yeah, because the low ones aren't gonna be fighting, gang. They're just there for support. Oh, little togs. I'm Ripper's Fathoms. You enter the dungeon of Fathoms. It resembles a T-Corp street. Past the crowds of busy passerbys, you notice the glowing vending machine nearby. With the streets completely devoid of color, the vending machine's lights seem to resonate much more vibrantly with your heart. Follow the light. We're this close to really the truth of time killing time. You know exactly know. Well, we decided to forge on. The billions are dying light. Toss 600 in. Like just a bunch of money. An interesting shaped done. Spencer hums the air. He knows what we want. We also know what it wants. Ooh. Ooh, special contracts, dude. Let's see. Bloody gadgets. I don't think we do enough need, but bloody gadget is good. Not enough to replace Roger's skill. Arrest him. Yeah, not worth it. We'll save the rest. We're gonna... Yeah, I want Roger to be 3. Oh, chain battle. How lovely. Offset. These fucking dream creatures. I did not fucking notice they had chainsaw arms. I didn't notice these fucking power armored crazy fuckers had chainsaw arms. What the fuck is that big stick for? Ooh, they're buffed up. Not too fond of that. Pipple, get the killing. How rude. He's always resistant to slashing weapons. We're not doing that bad. I gotta check though. We can generate what we need, which is good. Struggling, that's a myth. I need some of that blue, good blue. Block. And I need some purple, so let's harvest some purple. Damn it. Get evaded, nerd. He healed up. I think that's rude. Not in danger, so I'm gonna use this to generate more purple. I need more purple. He can get the killing though. Oh, the Pitbull's angry? Yeah, let the Pitbull do the fucking business. Good, Pitbull. Good. Yeah, I'll throw it out with the boss. It just can't be that bad. Two battle. Oh, it's Yuri DVA. Easy fucking peasy. They're normal and not freaks. Do that one. I've really been slacking on my weeklies for like the fucking mirror dungeons. Cause my brain has just been like taking a break. What do we? Oh, we need more blue. We need more bloom. We need more depression. So get to work, gang. Favored. All right. Do that. Depressed boy should get more depressed. Depressed. More blue. Generate me more blue. And you generate me more purple. I need to be able to play the fucking railroad, baby. I want to be ready for the next Walpurgis, whatever the fuck that is. Whatever, or whenever the fuck that is. Okay, we can heal. And there's the boss. We need some healing. Go for it, gang. Get him with the fluid. I honestly just need to level up Marisol just for the sole purpose of being a heal bot. In the event that that one might be a bit better than the Faust. Broken Unity. He is already depressed. Sure, Dark Cloud Judgment would be nice. However, I need more blue. I need more gloom. Sorry. We gotta delete his depression. Paralyze, nice. He only had like fucking he was near max health before that fucking turn. Jesus. Yeah, just rip him the shreds, alright? Just fucking rip him. Just rip him the shreds. God damn it. I guess we have this to sell. We don't have any charge. We're gonna have to sell that. I want to do that. We go here, up, up. Do that path. But the down path, it would be a bit more beneficial. I might get more out of that. Well, I mean, 1, 2. It's the same amount of fights, but there's a higher guarantee. Unless I'm wrong. But I'll get more money. Unless I'm wrong. Fuck it. We'll take the path of most violence. Well. You fucking time borgs. They're borrowing some fucking time. How expectant. Neutral? Alright. Sure, block. Oh, that's an evade. Pretty good. The Pitbull does not experience fucking failure. Yeah, Raja, you can get the killing. Not his place to lose. Faust. Don't fuck up, Faust. Good job, Faust. Dodging it and causing them to get massive depression. Very good. That's that fucking grit Faust. I realize that is so funny. Every time they get the evade off, they lose 3. That's funny. They're just laughing at them as they fumble again. Neutral? You can take that. Struggling? No, that's a fucking lie. You're not struggling. You are just misremembering. Exactly. He misremembered that he was going to kill them. My goal before season 6 begins is to get Zwei Ishmael. Understandable. I'm over halfway. Nice. I'm still trying to decide whether or not I want to buy the battle pass and get all those other goodies. I'm just like, I'm gonna move soon, so I'm just like, I shouldn't, but it would be cool. Anyway, gather the depression points. Unopposed. The grippening? Yeah, you better fucking grip. Daring decision. Look at that poor lad. Streaming. They're just seeing player fumble. Do you need to go back in the cage? He's not supposed to lose. That's not his job. I just got hella lucky with my boxes. Nice. Send in the pit bull. Ooh. Yeah, yeah. Max out some purple. I want more of that. Whoever calls it by its actual name. Well, I do have the next weekly mirror dungeon and the week after that. True. I've been slacking on my mirror dungeons. I've unlocked the ability to use hard mode. I just don't know if I want to try that yet. Fear. Alright. Yeah, I committed the top half. So you find yourself at a random equal trade. Collection staff is collecting taxes from a citizen. Will you be making your payments in time or in cash? Like we said, we already paid our time taxes in full. Besides, 300 million odd? That's absurd. Yeah, we incurred additional time tax due to the donation gift tax. Somebody supposed to give away my time to those kids in the back streets? I only gave them 300 hours. So how the hell does that suddenly throw up all the 300 million on taxes? It doesn't make any sense. Tax taxation keywords are always exceptionally accurate. Time collector strives for a citizen to neutralize them. Talk to them. Gloom/sloth. I think I got somebody that can do that. Yes! Go! Hag Maxer. It's more or less the same, just a little bit harder. Do you get more rewards? Total hag victory. One of the notes that, conveniently, there is a collections office nearby. The Western crowd begins to go around the commotion. The time collector eventually gives in. It's like you're not carrying a Kaim piece. I would say out of trouble if I were you. Literally annoyed by instruction, the time collector grumbled about something left, but not before tapping something on the sitter's clothes. Warning notice earned. Turn and inflict one bind on the fastest enemy. If the target has tremor, you need to inflict 2 bind. If an ally attacks a target with bind, deal more damage. That's pretty good. You just have to do it once a week instead of 3. Gotcha. Convenient. We inflict bind. This is a good. Aye. I've been slacking on my dailies. Only 4 dies. Alright, gang. Rip in the shreds. We didn't get our fucking resources. This is a, this is not a, whatchamacallit, chain battle. Very disappointing. Mildly cringe. Kill that guy. Dominating. Alright, Faust. Help kill that guy. Help there. That man's already almost fucking dead. What the fuck did you do to him, fucking Inflair? So you'd have to do a mirror dungeon as soon as the reset happened, I see. Also, the last regular 7 is legit the day before. Lamau. That's funny. Kill him. You do that. You take care of that guy. That looks good. Like, not even a full day. I'm still confused by everything, but it's okay because I still have my ag. Jesus. But luckily, your hag is one of the more vocal characters, so she is not. You do get to. She has more stream time than some of the other ones. Marisalt. Look at them. Doomed forever within their fucking timepieces. May they be forever doomed in their fucking time zone. My pass is at 461. Damn. Don't redeem it. Redeem it as soon as I see. I'm probably not gonna keep track of it. My, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what games I can stream on like my laptop for when I'm in New York, so I could like still stream and whatnot. Yeah, this will be fine. Pass is over 1,000. Jesus. I'm on the lower end in terms of pass. I'm like at like 190 something. I don't fucking remember. Mostly because I have not been keeping up with my dailies. Or weeklies. I sort of took a bit of a break from this game from the last time I streamed it. Stapple! This might actually be good. Down here. Enter. I did a lot of indie runs for the indie achievements. Yeah, I did. I've been trying to get those, but then I looked at it and I realized, oh, I don't think I'm going to be able to do that one boss. Also on the 8th, we get 1K Lunas. What? That's pretty fucking good. Alright, Notice. Mr. Man. The only one actually doing something. What if we just kill this guy? Actually, do that. How about you offset that one? And then let's see, because low-key kind of useless if you already have all the IDs. We also have a 3-star. True. Not useless to me, because I do not have all of them. God, do I not have all of them. Then again, considering my luck, I'm probably going to roll a duplicate. Okay, Roger's got her buff. Beat the shit out of that guy. Beat the shit out of that guy. Oh, and Claire, finish him off. Would you kindly kill that 2 HP guy? Everyone else just dogpile. Dogpile that guy. It's a season 5 3 ID tar. Yeah. Ah. Nice. Roger fucking lost. God damn it. All right. Dominating. Favored. Do not fumble that. And they will make sure he is dead. Everyone else can kill that guy. I need to get 176 Ishmael swords for Zwei. I see. And you need another 50 on top of that to get her up type 4. True. True, true. Oh, inflict rupture equals to their speed. Alright. Okay, this one isn't bad. And then we just have a normal fight. I think we can do a heal. We should have enough of the goods to slap down an ult, or not. But to self, use it as soon as possible. Here. Struggling? My boy, you are lying. As you are oft to do. 50 killing. Keep it. It is an uncapped 3-star ticket, just keep it for next season. I mean, yeah, maybe. I should hold on to my extraction tickets, because I am making sure I have a reservoir for, when, you know, the Arknights crossover happens. I want all of them. Struggling? Don't you lie. Don't you fucking lie. The achievement one is a season 5. I see. That's the login one. This, yeah, the season 1 is just gotcha. My Pitbull is just fucking sad. I mean, too happy. No, he's happy. That's the problem. He's too happy. Why are you happy, young man? They gotta heal. The rats. Struggling? Yeah, do a defend. You're not struggling, you're lying. Give me that blue. Yeah, do that. Yo. I need more egos too. I'm a bit lacking on the egos. Nice. Get fucking trimmer burst to hell. It's like fucking, it's like popping a firecracker. Uh-oh. Damn. Anyway, heal them. Yep. Time for the executions. Oh, he's trapped in the fucking time bubble. It's over for him. Okay, now that's just fucking rude. I want you guys to like kill him right now. Really? Hopeless? No wonder you're fucking hopeless. Pathetic. He's too fast for his own fucking good. Is he gaining charge? Wait a second, what the fuck is that? Oh, this guy's oh god. 7 health and he's trapped in the fucking hyperbolic time chamber? Yeah, he's going to fucking pop like a grape in the microwave. Always, anyways, for Dawn, Rishu, and Sinclair have nice. Oy. I think I still have one of those 832 damage on a guy that had 7 health. Talk about overkill, man. Fucking T-Corp Raja just fucking building up her in-store stat screen. Alright. Let's see. Please. Oh, not that. Heal. Everyone's health is pretty decent. I'll get back to that after I do some purchases. Ragged Umbrella. No. An ally starts an enemy with attack still. That applies. Clean on self trimmer. And that might be good because we have 2 people that apply trimmer. We'll grab that. Ishmael steel replacement. Yeah, we'll do that. And we'll heal up our boy. Yeah, if we sell somebody, it ain't gonna be worth it. Anyways. Dense quietness. Ah, damn it. Let's see if we can fuse a gift. No, we don't have enough. Most of them are good. It's fine. I should have saved money to enhance them. Oopsie daisy, I forgot. I forgot how it works here in this hellhole. Anyway, let's just fucking kill the guy. And then for Raja and Honlu, I have 3 slotted. Lastly, for Ishmael, I have a full set. Nice. What the fuck is that? Unfolded time rippers. Are those? Are those brains on the fucking legs? What have you been doing, Time Ripper? I love the music here, though. Like, goddamn. Hopeless? Yeah, you're winning. Hopeless. SMH. That's unflashable. Ah, it's the unflashable one. Then... Hangover Cure. Raja, offset that one. Alright. Go. These fucking little guy. He's little brains on the legs. Did he just have him in his fucking coat? Okay. Roger's outer buff, which is very good. Dominating. No one can contend with that except yourself, and you're dominating, and he doesn't have. I'm not getting doofed on, right? No. Good. All right, Heathcliff. Deal with that little bastard. You can deal with that. You have the first one, so hopeless. That actually does seem bad. Good luck, little buddy. I don't want you to heal. You're just gonna have to take the hit, bro. You can't. There ain't nothing we can do, unless actually. He'll be unopposed. Fuck. Yeah, I moved down the list. You know what? You can. It's not cool. Actually, struggling. At least avoid the struggling. Alright, let's hope for the best. Okay, that's one dealt with. Alright, buddy. Hold it together. Ow. The Odyssey had a purpose. Boom? Nope. I just heard like a little buzz noise and I thought it was my phone. Or maybe I'm just insane. Having to click clack on my brain stem. Really focusing in on those two people. Very nifty. God, our little man's struggling so hard. That one. $410 to $514 or $311. A little bit better. All right, go. Why is that little thing on there? Ego buff. Is that something added in the update? I don't remember seeing that before today. Let's see. Active ego passives path with one. Alright, so I see. So does that mean the pass after I use the ego, the passive's just on the rest of the fight? Sinclair? Not really doing good for the team, but don't worry, someone else can save you. It's the second one. That bonus. God damn it. 7TV has fucked up my the chat box. Phone. Right. Dominating. Raja. Dominating. Alright, go. You were dominating my ass. Please kill him. That's not good. Well, let's hope for the best. We got the lying fucking what was it? The fucking lying. The gaslighting from Paralyze. Oh! Bloody hell, this is really getting on my nerves. Oi. Quit hiding this, yeah? Give us a proper view. Damn it, I hoped I wouldn't have to show them my true form. No, we couldn't be sure if there were multiple personalities in the Ripper's head, or if it was truly the voice of the Mini. We did hear several voices of varying pitches echoing from all corners of the room. The Time Ripper cornered, grabs the lapels of his long coat, and... oh boy, what is he about to fucking do? Yeah, brain. That's another brain. That's just a bunch of fucking brains in a trench coat. What is this? Shared time. Joint time expenditure. What in the fuck? Literally a bunch of brains in a trench coat, huh? I'm not even sure what those numbers are. Not great. So we got the first and last one. Neutral. Hopeless. Post. Deal with that one. Unclashable. Okay. Very... hopeless? Don't you lie to me. Neutral. Not doing great. Alright, just go in to beat his ass. That's not great. What in the fuck was that? And of course he's staggered. Our boy. Deal with that. We do not have enough attacks to block all. We might lose our Pitbull. Which is very unfortunate. Those numbers are going down though. Which one's attacking him? It's the second one. Not fast enough. Which one's attacking? Gotcha. Notice. Struggling. Make that not struggling. Hey Radia, who do you want to take a hit for? Faust? Wow, you are so brave for that. Is that the third one? First one? Yeah. Oh wait, Radia. Can't. You know what? Make it hurt. And hope for the best, dang. I don't think I'm gonna win this this round. I might have to start the fight over. Kill that thing. Thank you. God damn. It's a lot of ruptures. Now Faust is staggered. Monsieur Pitbull, can you fucking defend yourself? Fucking try. Otis, can you defend yourself? Yes. Mr. Heathcliff, can you deal with that? Yes. And Raja, offset that. Oh, sorry, Dart. Oh well, do your buff up. Come on. Why do you keep rolling poorly on your stills? Neutral? Neutral. Neutral. Not fond of that being neutral. I don't want to use our bloom on that. I need another. Need more bloom. Dominating, that's good. Are you able to defend yourself? Oh my god. He has bleed on him too. Defend. Hope he doesn't bleed to death. Yep. Just defend. Not the best thing we'll have to do. And struggling. We might lose somebody. I hope not. Raja, you fucking liar. You were supposed to win that one. Oh. Did we trigger net space? Just irritating little tricks. Ugh. Oi, remember when you said earlier, might be the time to put that to use? Well, I'm sorry, doesn't that use too much time? It drains too much time from all of us. Shush, my friends. Letting this drag on for any longer will cost us more in the long term. This attack will surely eliminate them. Think of how much time we will save by taking care of them here and now. We shall share this burden of time together. Oh, what the fuck? Unflashable. This unit's speed is fixed at 12 to not be staggered this turn on use instead of 400 stars. Erase the target's time once all parts recovered share time. I see. Unflashable. So we fucking dogpile them. We dogpile them with damage and hope. I assume. We will hope. Time killing time. Oh, it's a. Hey, Cliff. No, this does. Oh, right, he can't. That doesn't make sense. More tricks, is it? Oh, wait up. You took 5 hours from me earlier. What's up with you taking another 3 hours from me? You only took 2 from that sod. We will settle that as soon as we deal with this present threat. Focus on the battle for now. Deal with the present threat. When? In 3 hours? 4? This fight's been going on for too bloody long. I understand. That's why we must all sacrifice our collective time to. Nope. I ain't giving you more than an hour of my time. Take more from the rest. I got the short end of the stick last time when the numbers didn't evenly divide by 12. Shut up about the last time. You're just an uneducated fool who doesn't even understand basic additions and subtractions. Boy, what the hell is that? Who said that? It's a new one, isn't it? They're starting to fight each other. I get it. You're saying that now is our chance, right? Offset. Can you defend yourself? Yes. Let me stick Heatcliff. Not the worse for wear. Raja, offset that. Oh, you're too slow. Very disappointing. Oh, that's the unflashable one. Ah, well. Oh, its defenses are down. Unfortunate. He will die if he clashes, which is very unfortunate. But he can always exist to eat a hit for somebody that would otherwise be pretty bad. Alright, Raja, you can win that one, can't ya? Faust. Dominating, don't you be fucking lying. Dominating. Hey, my man. You're gonna have to eat that, Sinclair. I'm sorry, my boy. Your time is over. Unless somebody can stagger him. So good luck, my boy. Otis is more valuable when you will die the next time you fight. Yep. He is not staggered? I thought he'd be staggered after that one. Brain. Give him the death grip. Heathcliff, why were you so slow? In that one. He's still alive? Excuse me? My boys. Oh, two of them are staggered. Good. Yeah, I have no. Radia? Get your buff up. And Mr. Man. Do that. I hope this is enough. We might actually have this. He staggered two more. Radia. Yep, deal with that one. That one. Yes. Oh, Monsieur Pitbull. I'm sorry. He will continue to do that. Otis. That. He's just there to take a hit just in case I need it at this point. He can no longer be a fighty boy. So close. Almost. Almost. Alright. Heathcliff. You're being gaslit, so good luck. What's this? We need more time. Hey, my man, offset that. Okay, that's one bread. That's one. I think that's one brain dead. Beat him up. He is so close. We got him. We got him. Woo! Oh! Ah, stretch. It was a nice stretch. If only I had 10 more minutes. No, a minute. A few more seconds even. I could have changed so much more if I had the time. Or so I thought, once upon a time. So, what did you do? Did you even try to change anything? Believe it or not, I am the creator of every change you see around you. I know what burning question is. What changes? Right, because at the end of the day, this place becomes no different from the other horribleness. There's so much pain here, just like any other place in the city. So listen up and listen close, because there's only one way to truly be free from all the suffering. Stopping time. Stop time? Our assistant's expression turned bitter. He did not elaborate. No, it's not like he could understand me, and the other sinners were too busy keeping their eyes on the Time Ripper to relay my question. Like always, the LCA's Special Operating Units arrived and discussed a few things with the employee. Labeled the Time Ripper a distortion with a complicated classification code. And that's how the case of time-killing time closed. But I am so happy they finally caught the perpetrator of his fucking portrait, the fucking disgusting bastard. Got his whole fucking portrait for his factory workers to look up at. I'll be able to fuck. Ah! Cough. My portrait's finally complete. Isn't it so wonderful? So everyone, let's stop being lazy and get back to work, huh? Yes, chop chop, huh? What our assistant said much earlier was right. T-Corp did not change, not even a little. Why did you volunteer to be bait for the Ripper, Honglu? I'll be honest, I was scared as hell the moment I began thinking about how much my own time could just get ripped away from me. I just wanted to understand. Because to me, the world was full of things I couldn't understand. In truth, I still understand so little of it. Why do people hang on so desperately to something like time? Something so ephemeral. Yeah? But I know one thing. You understood the culprit, Raja. It wasn't just fear that held you back. Well, there was fear. A different side of you felt like you could understand him. That's what stayed your hand. How did you know that? Watching you, Raja, reminded me why I did not resist when my siblings tried to kill me for the first time. I wasn't just scared. I felt as though I could understand them. When fear grows so extreme that it circles back to its origin. That moment is so precious and so beautiful. Alright, lads and lasses, gather around. We'll be running a special feature on the people who played the biggest role in solving the case of time-killing time. And for that, we'd like to get a little group photo. Would that be alright with you, ace detectives? What an auspicious day this is! What's up with the long face, Raja? Everything okay? I don't know if I even deserve to be in the picture. I didn't really get anything done out there, did I? But Raja, we eventually captured the culprit, didn't we? It was possible only because we all worked together. I'd say everyone did a great job out there. Raja, Hanlu, Ryushu, all three of you. Good work. I mean, Hanlu and Ryushu, I just cowered as soon as I came face to face with the culprit. That was ridiculous. Well, it is said that all great detectives are flanked by great assistants. That's funny. Is that what this Lady Agatha said? No, I said it. Just now. I'm the only one who's allowed to make that LF. Smile, detective. Right. Can we huddle a little close together? Right, dude, I had to stop this struggling to change things, no matter how small. When I haven't done anything. It seemed that I was the only one who heard her whispering. Right then. 1, 2. Hold. fucking Don blacked out face in the fucking. I mean, you could point out that we did get info from the Erduvier because you spoke up. Chief Executive Director, it's time. Ah, my. Thank you for letting me borrow your clothes. I made sure not to get even a speck of dust on it, so don't worry about having to run it through a washer. Chief Executive Director. When did he? It's been so long since I had a day this exciting. Thanks, participation trophy. I just like to experience how it is outside the company building from time to time, you know? Shouldn't he be thanking us for solving the case, not, you know... let's see, considering you're rather competent command of the battlefield in that special ability of yours, maybe you could even snag the exceptional award. Actually, no, perhaps you'd receive the distinctive award instead, since you can't explain the mechanisms of your own powers. Your clock does seem quite special, but the time that flows through you doesn't seem different from the concept of time that I'm used to. Well, I didn't have any prize money to hand out, but allow me to impart a little tip instead. Remember, using the power of time comes with a cost. Always. It's something that's been a thorn in my side as well. Oh, and another thing I should thank you for. My dream began to flow once again. On the day I ventured down the edge and wished upon a star, I thought my dream to have ceased there, never to flow again. I have wished for something completely different. I would have wished for something completely different had I had the chance to wish it in, but I believe my only chance spent. A star. I understand why, but a mere mention of it suddenly brought back the memories of that star I saw when I made the pact with the sinners. I used to think that the star could never be linked again. I could never turn back time. While men like myself know when their dreams come to an end, when there is no path left for the dream to go. But I was wrong. There it was, something rewinding time right before my eyes in a way that I could not fathom. Well, it's my current hypothesis that you're not actually rewinding time, but a potential is still potential is a potential still. And that disruption that rips time is another proof that I do not know all there is to know about time, not yet. So my dream, once still as a lake, has become wild as a rushing river once again. Your indifferent, unafraid attitude towards time, it also left me an impression. I think a day after day about how untearing the nature of time is, and it will continue to drift on and on and on even after my death. And I think that's so terrifying. I'm afraid of death, yes, but I'm not interested in researching immortality. The flow of time is equivalent to constant change. Those who dare tread upon the road of illusion from death and annihilation shall soon find themselves before another wall of what they sought to flee from in the first place. What must one do to stem the change when the nature of perpetual change itself is tied to an immutable thing like the flow of time? One must stop time itself, of course. Yes, indeed, therein lies a conundrum. Until time itself ceases to move, all change eventually becomes a great flow. I'm having trouble following your train of thought. Dante says that they are having trouble following your train of thought. Apologies, I must be thinking out loud. You must understand how someone might forget who they're talking to when the listener has nothing to say in response but intermittent ticks and talks. I suppose all that was probably too much for a manager of an upstart business to understand, yes? Does this conclude the business of the 10 billion on-time tax? You're all exempt. Can you imagine what would have happened if a case like this went unsolved? Like this for you to solve didn't exist? Can you believe that you almost had to live the rest of your life stretching a measly 4 hours over an entire day? Unbelievable. A little nap and you'd wake up 2 whole days later. Well, that is that the 4-hour daily minimum time policy even applied to you. Yes, that is difficult to believe, but I understand then. Almost slipped my mind. Remember that purchase catalog Limbus Company handed me? That monolith in there really caught my eye. I'd like to purchase them, as many as you have in stock. Why does Virgil... There seems to be a level of upset I have not seen in Virgilus before. Cheers. That's a sale made. It's really pricey too. Who knows, maybe this will get you that commendation or whatever it is. Understood. Your intent to purchase will be relayed. The monolith. What are you planning to do with? It's a secret. Things yet to be realized must remain shrouded in hearts under this starless sky. Let's go, Mai. Yes, Director Hubert. This company is growing increasingly bizarre, Miss Faust. Not only are we providing distortion management service, but also dipping our feet into the sales of artifacts like the monolith? I don't believe that. the monoliths should be so easily bought or sold. I see them as something we must retrieve, not put up for sale. You understand the ramifications of selling artifacts that could force a distortion, I trust? The world is aplenty with technology capable of maiming or slaughtering a fellow human. Not all of those have started with the intent to do harm. In fact, most of them have begun as an altruistic project for the betterment of mankind. In other words, it depends. Do you really believe this to be a matter that you can just brush aside with Virgilus? You know my place, yours as well. You're aware that we are not provided the luxury of choice. We will both reach what each of us desire, that is a guarantee. Fine. With that particular exchange between Faust and Virgilus, the bus sets off on another journey. Oh, you're framing it already? Ever since we returned to the bus, Raja was busily moving between the sinners, excitedly talking to them about whatever subject they were interested in. Quite. So this is an achievement has been memorialized for all eternity to come. Do you intend to put it up for display? In our hands was the article we were featured in. Don Quixote dedicated considerable time and effort to meticulously ironing out creases, toting it with a thin film, and displaying it carefully in a frame. We could barely tell it was her due to blurring out, but she appeared so happy to have been part of the photograph. Much do I desire to hang it here for all to see, but this doth carry great meaning indeed, as my very first accomplishment. Thus I shall place it in my chamber for safekeeping. Boy, you're really stoked about a shaky picture of yourself, huh? Don't be a buzzkill, darling. Chiquita's happy about it, and that's what matters, right? It matters not, for this is a signifier of our achievements. Right, our achievements, haha. Raja was laughing and cheering along with her as though nothing had happened. It's never been so clear that this cheeriness was all an act, and I think that pained my heart. Damn. Dante's whole fucking journey of learning more empathy. Yet, I was powerless to do anything about it. The most I could do was clear the air and hopefully divert their attention to something else. Faust, you asked Virgilus where we're headed next. Virgilus, Dante asked. At least when we're talking about our next destination, the past seems to become a blur, even for a moment. That was the intent behind my question. Yes, I've come to realize that it is about time the manager asked me for some information regarding our next destination. Luckily, I was right. The subject of our next destination was enough to divert the sinners' attention. They all fell silent in anticipation. Our next destination, too bad I got more than I bargained for, is to a warp train, Dante. I didn't just clear the air. That statement alone caused a whole storm among the sinners. Oh, boy. A warp train. That's, I have a feeling that's not going to be. Oh. Very good, Faust. Oh, not Faust. Fuck, Otis. Knuckle pop. Completed that, and we get to go. What's the next one? Oh, another Intervello. I think this is the first time we've had 2 in a row. No, it's not. I have to read first. A familiar siren. The mini. I don't really care about reading the Walpurgis Nights ones because it's just like, not yet at least. Wait, before I forget, give me my fucking lunacy. A familiar siren. Sadness among the gang. Right, I think we can conclude our consultation session here. I've been holding regular consultations with the sinners for a while now. My session with Heathcliff ended earlier than I'd expected. So, what are you writing in that notebook? Oh, this? I thought writing them down could come in handy later in case I have to remember something. Heathcliff's been holding that notebook in his hands ever since this session started. It didn't seem like he was making a full record of our entire conversation. It was more like he was writing things down if they seemed worthy of remembering. And writing about Catherine? Won't deny that's part of it. That's part of it. It becomes inscrutable upon pleasure hearing her name. He breathes in a lungful of air and lets out a deep sigh. He smiles awkwardly before sliding his notebook across the desk in my direction. I take a quick glance at the pages. Its contents are as disorganized as chaotic as his handwriting. But I almost noticed that several of those disorganized notes are records of his memories with Catherine. Scribbled nets and notes of significant moments in our journey, records of memories he doesn't want to lose. It ain't nothing important. Right, if we're done here, I'm off. Heathcliff takes the notebook and leaves the room. I catch a glimpse of his bitter expression as he steps through the doorway. It isn't long before Raja particularly bursts through the door. Hey, I saw Heathcliff leaving the room just now and thought it was my turn. That was a pretty quick meeting, huh? Yeah, we didn't really talk about much. I don't know what's gotten into him lately. He's been so tame. Well, I'm not complaining. Why don't you take a seat, Raja? Raja hummed cheerfully as she sat down. Really? You really didn't seem too different from her usual self. Remember, only Dante and Heathcliff know about Catherine. Our consultations usually consist of some minor chit-chat and watching her munch on some snacks, but... Hey, so, I think there's something we have to talk about today. Yeah? Oh, you're serious today. What's up? Do you remember what you asked me when we were dealing with the case of time-killing time, Raja? I don't know what I say. A lot. Raja carefully looked away, her fingers fiddling with the snacks to prepare for the consultations. I'm starting to grow uncertain whether this is a good time to bring this up when she's still so obviously evasive about it. I really don't want the mood to get as frosty as it did during the investigation. What this overly chipper, chatty attitude is just a bandage haphazardly pulled over a star that still hurts, isn't it? He's basically playing fucking therapist for them, I think. I sit there, looking at Raja, her fabricated smile. I have to ask, yeah, this is exactly what these consultations are for. What better time to do this than now? I'm talking about the time you asked me about Sonia, about what would have happened if you... The alarm had chose this precise moment when I'd finally gathered enough courage to bring this up to go off. Wait, that was... I reflectively get to my feet to the blaring alarm. A few seconds later, I hear someone tapping on the bus PA system. And not long after that, a brief buzz plays from the speaker installed in my room. Testing. Announcing from the driver's seat, all units taking R&R on a bus must assemble in the hallway ASAP. I repeat, all units taking R&R on a bus. Driver's seat, chair and seat. Stop pulling me! I'm just in the process of relaying a very important announcement. Stop getting in the way between Charon and Mephi. Virgil's deep sigh was the last thing we heard from the bus's PA system before Charon and Otis' brief squabble came to an abrupt end. A new back doors thingy. That must be alarming, right? Let's see. I'm gonna guess that this one's for a refraction railway. Blah, not a fan of those railways. They're so exhausting. Hadia dumbles for a moment before rising from her seat. Kinda seems like she's trying to smoothly maneuver away from answering my question. What you standing there for, Dante? Come on, aren't you going to see what's going on? Yeah, I'm coming. I have my empty consultation notes behind and follow Radia out in the hallway. Out to the very crowded hallway. The murmur rises and rises. The sinners were each sharing their ideas on what an alarm might be for. It's ought to be a refraction railway this time, right? Yep, line foremost like it, huh? This is gonna suck, isn't it? Attention, executive manager has arrived. I've assembled your forces already in a timely manner. Thanks? Welcome, Dante. I heard the radio. Is it a refraction railway this time? Yes, the fourth line of refraction railway. God damn it, it's a railway. Hey, I think they're getting used to this. WHAWGI. Wow, tis a hearkening at. When the hell? Hears that she is requesting information pertinent to her schedule regarding entry to the railway. To be exact, I think she's asking, when the hell are we going in? Ryushu had been listening with a knitted brow as each sinner haphazard their guess appeared to have finally found peace. Sinclair was right on the money. That's the funniest. Hey, at least Dredger and Yi Shang got half of that right too. The bus alarms weren't the only thing growing increasingly familiar to us. The sinners were really getting to know one another as well. Well, let's go check it out right now. When I shall open the gates. The door opens with a creak and the blue light fills my vision. The ambient seems almost to drop the temperature of the entire room. Another railway line, completely different from line 3 in its orange hue. Manager Esquire, behold, these turtons, these masks, I say, visions of a party lay before us, forsooth. Ask? Followed Don Quixote, who had run off on her own again. With my eyes, it was as she said, the walls were lined with various masks, each wearing different expressions. I wonder if this has something to do with the theme of the enemies we're about to meet here. Oh, hi there, hither, one and all. Here's a woman. Her appearance is splitting image of Lady Otis. What? There is an urgency in her voice. I quickly ran to where Don Quixote was with the other sinners in a tow. There she was, an exact copy of Otis, standing before us. I hope this isn't anything serious. Whoa, she wasn't kidding. I hope this isn't a lure left behind by an abnormality or something like that. Oh wait, how about we don't tempt fate, lad? But she's quiet, unlike Otis, enshrouded in a weird shadow. Unlike Otis. Whoa, look, here's one that looks just like me. Hong stood before in a humanoid shape that mimicked every movement he made. When he raised his hands, the shape raised its hands. When he closed his eyes, the shape closed its eyes. Right, almost like a shadow with the darkness and its mimicry. Wait, that looks like one of Hong Lu's identities. I noticed 2-3 more humanoid shadows standing nearby. What on earth is going on? We'd be much better off if they were some byproduct of an abnormality. However, if they are clones, we must move swiftly to exterminate them, Executive Manager. I request that you immediately order us to prepare for battle. Give me a second. I'll ask Faust first if... No, you must make a judgment call at this instant. If they are indeed clones, then the head will... This isn't the first time she's asked me to make a decision like this, but... She's never been this serious or adamant about it before. Yi Shang noticed the tension and quickly stepped in between the two of us. Miss Faust, would you kindly share what you know of this phenomenon? Yes, this entity is not a clone. Therefore, even if a week were to pass, the head will not mobilize. Why are clones so serious? Why would clones get the head to be mad? Faust nodded sagely as though she had just learned something new before looking in my direction. Right, she probably wants me to explain what this is. I quickly blurted out the first thing that came to my mind. That one feels like a pediculium. I wasn't completely sure, but that's the feeling I've grown so used to sensing whenever we encountered the pediculia. A pediculium. It's blindly mimicking whatever Hong Lu is doing. I'm not sure if it has much or anything in the way of consciousness or ego. Doesn't look like the one-to-one copy of him either. Please be calm yourselves, Miss Otis. It appears that aught has unnerved you. Otis bows embarrassment apparent, but her head cleared with relief. My deepest apologies, Executive Manager. I should not have acted in such an unsightly manner before you. Clearly, I still have a lot to learn about sinners. Every instance of these moments seems to unveil something new. I was trying to get a better read on Otis's expression when Heathcliff suddenly asked a question aloud. I thought the pediculia are supposed to look like monsters, and distortions in the pediculia must not be judged on reference based on common sense, such as their physical appearance. But do you think we can handle them? Yeah, if they're going to swarm us like they did at the manor, or if they manage to somehow copy Virgilus, that's going to be a problem. Recall the railways of refraction we have suffered ere this one's arrival. It should not present before us a foe we cannot defeat, yet the process shall be as grueling as it's always been, I suspect. Faust is aware that this entity is a pediculia of envy, pediculia invalidi. Considering the strengths of the pediculium we have faced thus far, it is unlikely we will encounter enemies too far beyond our ability. The lack of precise tiered labeling system means it's difficult for one to make a subjective judgment. Speaking of which, what's the ETA on the new risk level assessment classifications for the pediculae distortions? The LCD has informed us that they have made significant progress regarding that project. It is likely that further details will be shared once they become more concrete. Ah, that's good to know. Oops, looks like the pediculae are running away all of a sudden. As we stood there talking to one another, a pediculium that resembles Hong Mao suddenly shoved him to the side and began sprinting elsewhere. What the hell, mate? Don't just sit there and dock out him while they're legging it. Cliff also sprinted out of figure, but seemed soon to his sudden stop before starting to slowly back away. Oh, blimey. A subway train slides into the platform with a loud horn. Past the windows I see a subway car filled to the brim with purple shadows. Shadows in the shape of sinners. That's a lot of them. I think I recognize like 3 shadows that look like me. That ridiculous sight was enough to stop us all dead in our tracks, allowing the pediculae to board the subway car. And the door shut behind him. I sense aught in the way of disquietude from the refraction mill. Fellas, there's another one coming this way. As soon as the subway train carrying the pediculae leaves the station, a new one begins to roll in. To my relief, this one doesn't look like it's packed to the brim with shadow people. But what is that? They're curtains and masks. I don't remember seeing anything like that in the last railways we challenged. How uninspired. Hey, I didn't notice it earlier because of all that mess with loans and everything, but doesn't that train look much more elaborate than what we've seen before? Right, it's adorned with all kinds of decorations. Just as the sinners were docking at the ostentatiousness that was the train, something burst forth from the train car door. Did that thing just roll out a carpet for us? It's like something's inviting us in there. I ill like such manner of invitation. I agree with you saying this isn't an invitation I'm happy to jump at, but I'm sure we'll face even worse things in our journey. I'll take every chance we get to strengthen the sinners. Let's go. Took my first steps onto the carpet and boarded the subway train. Oh boy, the railways that I still think I have another canto I can do before I can play them. Because, yeah, I have to clear 7. Which means I have to do the intervallo. Sadness. Alright. Oh, wait. Now it's time. No. I'm gonna go use the bathroom real quick and get a drink. I am thirsty. Let's put that there. Enjoy the soothing menu music. I like the menu music of this game. What? I am back with a drink. Murder on the Warp Express. Oh boy. Yeah. First class. Alright, how did this happen? First, we boarded the warp train to get to our next destination, P Corp. Got into our fancy first class flash freeze hibernation capsules, and we were supposed to arrive at P Corp after a quick blink of an eye, but Dante, please respond. The first thing I saw when my vision returned was a perplexed look on Faust, who had entered the hibernation at the same time as I did. Then I realized that we woke up mid-transit on the warp train, which would only mean that we are now stranded in some lost, unknown dimension. Dante, I understand your considerable degree of disorientation, but what the hell happened? First things first, let's rewind and return to the very start of this highly unfavorable situation we find ourselves in. A few days ago. Our next destination is to a warp train, Dante. What? Yep, that's where it all started. That's where I was, still perplexed by the incidents at T-Corp, with my awful idea of clearing the air by asking Virtualist for our next destination, not knowing the storm that my innocent question would bring. Very? I must have misheard. I'm quite certain you didn't, Quixote. We are now en route to T-Corp Warp Train Station. The warp train station must have some conundrum that must be resolved there indeed. A quest that must be swiftly addressed at the station, yes? Did a distortion pop up at one of those warp train platforms or something? I see that you are now significantly less disciplined to take on some side jobs. Disinclined. You're significantly less disinclined to take on some side jobs, but no. We are boarding the warp train to get to P-Corp. In the story, there's nothing between the lines, so don't try reading into it. It was only natural that the sinners immediately fell into a state of collective dumbfounded shock. None of the sinners have any history of working at W Corp, but we're actually taking that train? Though, what vague information we could gather from the identities, we had all fragments knowledgeable about the terrible secrets of the warp train's operations. I initially considered hiding this information from the rest of the sinners, but since sharing things with everyone and letting them get their own 2 cents in usually ended up being pretty helpful, I've been sharing more of these as of late. Though I have very dim, if present at all, recollections from the time during which I wear the identities. It can be determined from our conversation records between the manager and the identities that the mechanisms behind warp trains operations can be deemed as somewhat bizarre and inefficient. Oh yeah, it's that 10-second trip that actually takes a long time, right? And when the train reaches a destination, they just wipe the passengers' memories. I also heard that the passengers get so tired and weary that they start literally ripping and tearing into one another. Sounds like I might finally have a chance to see a masterpiece with my own eyes. Even when the sinners wear the identities through my identity cards, the identity memories or beliefs don't bleed into them once it's over and done with. I remembered when Faust explained that, due to the risks associated with embracing such influences, there was a filtering process to intentionally block them from reaching the sinners. That's why the sinners could use the identities of some of the worst enemies without getting infected by their philosophies. But it also meant they couldn't retain any new information that each identity had to offer. That's why I kept a record of things like that. Things that sound particularly important and sometimes share it with the rest of the sinners. My voice doesn't really carry well past the window, so most of our communications are one-sided, but I had an abundance of W Corp identities, so it wasn't difficult to piece together the truth behind the trains. But maybe ignorance really is bliss. Your alarmed response and possible incompliance have already been accounted for. Lady Faust, then thou hast known all this all along. Wherefore hast thou not denied to tell me of this? Faust has indeed known this all along, as no knowledge is out of Faust's reach. As expected, a solution to your dilemma has already been prepared. I seriously doubt your solution involves not getting on a train, so what is it? The bus. Oh, what about the bus? There's no way this thing fits inside a train car. Charon vetoes. No one to feed Mephi when Charon's gone. Miss Faust. The rearmost tailed cars of the warp trains are all freight cars. That is where Mephistopheles will be safely fastened and transported. And the LCB will have the benefit of boarding as first-class passengers. The bus begins to swell with noise again, though in a slightly different air to the alarmed response from earlier. First-class passengers? What, the seats for the most pompous tops? Even on normal trains, you've gotten those sods whose proudest accomplishments in life is planting their arses in first-class seats while others are cramming themselves in the freight cars because they haven't the cash for even an economy ticket. Hey, don't look at me. I've never been in one of those first-class seats before either. Isn't the ticket for a single first-class seat like as expensive as 3-4 months' salary of a first-year wing employee? Could our budget really handle getting a ticket for all of us? The company's budget is not a subject that warrants your concern. I heard first-class passengers get some cool bonus stuff like personalized private capsules or something, don't they? That is the promotional language, yes. They are flash-freeze hibernation capsules to be precise. They have been designed to easily withstand the true amount of time it takes for the warp train to travel from point A to point B. The trip will be over in a blink of an eye for the passengers. The company's regard for our well-being is unfamiliar, yet welcome. To be provided such an extravagance merely for our comfort, such an occurrence is quite seldom. Right, I honestly thought they were going to slip just the guide and Charon into the first-class seats and ship the rest of us in the economy cars. This seems like an unnecessary luxury. They really should have saved their budget and given only the executive manager and their loyal advisor access to those seats. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We're taking the train to get to our next mission, right? We have to think about the unique nature of a warp train and prepare ourselves accordingly. Right. I know it's first class and all, but warp trains are just plain creepy. I knew you'd also be worried about. For example, economy passengers are going to have a hard time getting into a first-class car if they can even attempt to open it. I mean, I'm pretty sure the door separating the cars is ironclad. Ishmael, who had been holding that first-class promotional pamphlet in her hands for a while, was chatting on with fire in her eyes. We won't even have to lift a finger. We just have to board the train, get into our capsules, shut our eyes, and snooze through the entire ride until all that mess in the other car blows over. I heard they used to give out commemorative merch back when their finances weren't in the gutter, and... Oh. A true adventure is not without its hardships, yet even the most exalted of heroes cannot venture without respite. In the very rare occasions, the hero may even deny to select a first-class seat to rest in place of a quiet inn. Indeed. It seems like everyone was at least somewhat interested in the fabled first-class seats of warp trains. I could sense that there is a growing consensus among the sinners when even a warp train trip might be acceptable if it meant that they could ride in first-class seats. I'll board the train if I must. Is first-class seating mandatory? I prefer the scenic route. Don't want to miss out on all the fun. Virgilus pretended to not hear Ryushu's question. Very well, then I assume that we are all in agreement. Let's go. I've a matter of great import to discuss with thee. What is it? Out with it, lass. Beating around the bush ain't like you. Don Quixote carefully began, almost whispering in a low voice. That is, in the first-class seats. I have heard tell that we must board with our feet freed from our boots. Doth that claim hold water? Oh, come on now. What kind of nonsense gossip is coming from this coming from this time? 'Tis no gossip, forsooth. I've overheard aught from those we have walked past here today, and when one of them inquired, you know, you gotta go barefoot in first class, right? The other responded, of course, man. What am I, stupid? Doth the traveler speak true, Ishmael? Don't ask me, I've never been on one of these either. I don't remember seeing anything like that on the pamphlet. Give me a sec. Mustn't be separated from Rikanut. Not even for a twinkle. I shan't toss Ruckanet into the side next to such vulgarities like the ugly shoes of Sir Heathcliff. Oh, you little... I am for the illustrious Rendays. Prithee grant me thy permission to allow me to board with the Rakantai. I expected Virgilus to answer with his usual exasperated rebuff, contrary to my expectation. However, he responded in a somewhat serious tone, if tainted by that familiar annoyance. Fine, keep your shoes on. Why is she so serious about her shoes? The Northern Fixer. Oh boy. This place is huge. That was my first impression of the warp train station. Oh, so this is... Don Quixote shouted vibrantly, immediately recovered from her previous apprehension of the sheer possibility she might be separated from Rakanate. So each nest has one of these massive structures in them. I've got nothing. Oh, I know anything about what they're asking? Heathcliff asked, gesturing towards Mare Assault with his chin. Every warp train station has been built with a general design philosophy that draws from their respective nest architecture idiosyncrasies. It can also be said that many critics in relevant fields praise the warp train stations as one of the many cultural corners of the city. I have no idea when it happened, but Heathcliff started treating Mare Assault like a walking encyclopedia from time to time. Mare Assault, young Mare Assault. Lo, is that passenger over the air from the west? Incorrect. Leather-based clothing and metal armor are prominent fashion trends often visible in the outfits of the western population. While that individual clothing-based style is something ubiquitously observed throughout the population of the north and south, they are largely considered to be eastern fashion trend, rarely seen among the western. Prithee, slow thyself, for I must take a record of thy lectures. What wisdom dost thou have to impart regarding the fashion of the northern region? I have once espied in the magazine that they are garbed in puffy, loose-fitting outfits, understandably so, given the colder climate of the region. An opportunity for a first-hand observation stands before you. Oh! Ah! 3 seconds of streaming duet. One of utter fascination, the other of unmitigated frustration. What the shite? You nearly blew out my eardrums. You're the one to talk. Dude, I've got an audible frequency range expansion implant in my eardrums. Holy shit, man. Now get the hell out of my way. You're blocking the walkway like a ragtag band of hicks who've never seen a warp train before. Damn it, take the train all the way here for an expedition only to lose my target, and now these assholes are trying to blow out my eardrums straight, just right. I love this. Guys, is that obvious that we've never been on the warp train before? And the round ticket fee comes straight out of my damn pocket. Whoa, watch out, big fella. Someone might get seriously hurt if you keep swinging those 4 arms around, each holding a weapon to boot. Pray, Tith, wilt thou stand still for but a moment to satisfy a few inquiries of mine regarding thy outfit? Oh, yes, stand in absolute stillness for 5 minutes and I... Seriously? The fixer, with a particularly impressive set of prosthetic arms, spent a few minutes venting several of his numerous grievances at us before storming off to a different platform. Ah, indeed, 'tis Duran, the city of sundry odd personalities. Pretty sure he was thinking the same thing. I guess there really are a lot of people in the city with full body prosthetics. That's when Virgilus slowly walked up to our group. Well then, we'll rendezvous at the destination. Huh? Wilt the illustrious Richard not ride along with us? W cart policy demands that fixtures be bestowed if a color child must board a train specially prepared for them instead. Oh, are you like riding the first class plus or something? That's a color feature for you. I guess special treatment from the wings no matter where he goes. Charon wants to go back to Mephi. Mephi will be lonely. I've told you before, Charon, 3 separate times. Actually, each time I brought you one of those candies. That people aren't allowed to board the freight cars. Then Miss Faust? Yes. Virgilus, after changing a knowing look and a nod with Faust, escorted the particularly peeved chair in the way. Dante, let us proceed this way. We followed Faust's guidance to the entrance, the entrance of our train car. Damn. Whoa, hey, our colors are starting to come back. Oh. Hey, there must be a fabled complimentary food and drink of the first class seats. Heck yeah, of course, quality stuff like these gotta be included with that insane pricing. The general response to this room was a surprise at the rows of expensive looking sizable capsules. Flash freeze hibernation. I guess it literally freezes our body in a flash. Faust, are these flash freeze hibernation devices safe? Please elaborate on your exact definition of safe. These things are supposed to freeze us solid, right? Can we really come back from something like that? A flash freeze hibernation device will put you in a temporary state of death caused by rapid cellular cryopreservation process. However, the rapidity of the process prevents damage to your cells during this phase change. Therefore, in most normal cases, this will not cause any issues. Faust is aware that this model has fully resolved cell membrane breaching issues caused by cryogenic density change or by ice crystals growing growths of water molecules. I missed about half of what you said, but your point is that it's safe, right? Yes, as far as Faust is aware. Even if an issue were to arise during the journey, because everyone will be reverted to their states at the beginning of the train trip upon arrival. There won't be any lasting complications from the said problem. You got some real talent in dragging out something so simple as, yeah, it's safe, to so many words, seriously. Indeed, as Faust's talents are not limited to singular field. Okay, but that still leaves a lot of me worried about. This is what I was wondering, however. I realized there was something odd about the way she phrased that answer. As far as Faust is aware, are you saying that it could be wrong? As a general rule, Faust does not err. However, Faust is not a divine being. There are certain information in the world that Faust is yet to have access to. Therefore, while Faust may speak the facts, what is said may not always align with the truth. Okay. They don't call first class for nothing. That's P-Court's way up there in the northernmost corner of the city. Let's see, he'll take us there in the blink of an eye, and that's one hell of a time saver. Oh, prepare thyself, Rettentante, thus begins the long jaunt. Oh, I've been meaning to ask Don Quixote. Do you ever, wash those shoes? Where'd that come from, Radia? No, I mean, think back to when we were inside that whale. When the whale blew up, we got all kinds of gross, slimy bits on us. And they were our clothes and our shoes, everything. Yeah. And you remember how much we had to scrub to get that blood, fishy, fleshy gunk out of our clothes? This really isn't something I want to revisit, but yeah? Right. And do you also remember how Don Quixote never took her shoes off once during that whole ordeal? Okay, I guess they do look a bit filthy. I ask thee, dear compatriots, hast thou ever witnessed an errant knight who leaves the side of their beloved steed? Can't say I've ever witnessed a knight before, though. Then thou shalt know, starting now, behold, hearken to it, and remember it well. They don't spare us even a moment of quiet, do they? Whoa, have you been on one of these, Otis? I have been treated to premium VIP seats of similar grandiosity back when. This is nothing to fuss over. Otis, who was sitting there shaking her legs, suddenly asked Faust a question. Hey, you're confident that no accidents ever occurred on one of these first-class cars, yes? In order to prevent cases of unnecessary anxiety and misgivings among the sinners, the history of accidents that have been occurred aboard warp trains will not be shared. Wait, what the? Beep. I think we're leaving soon. This is the warp train PW612, bound for P-Corp. Boarding period is ending soon. Sinners who are either leisurely enjoying their complimentary snacks or taking a look around the first-class car suddenly became a lot busier. And let us hurry and enter our capsules before it's too late. Oh no, why isn't this? The other sinners made it into their capsules, no problem, but I felt like I was the only one who's fumbling. Is it anxiety, Dante? I think so. Initiating warp in 10 minutes. Allow me to assist you. Stand as though you are leaning back and... Faust expertly guided me into the castle as though she had done this before, then pressed the button inside the capsule that closed the hatch. Do not worry too much. We will meet again in but a moment, Dante. That looks kind of weird. That's fucking Dawn. Too happy. I thought I heard a brief sigh with the hatch shut tightly before I could ask her anything. Initiating warp, please confirm that your seatbelts are firmly fastened. The last thing I saw before my capsule began to fill with gas was Faust climbing into her own capsule opposite of mine. I had no idea then what she really meant by "we will meet again in but a moment." Dante, you must wake up. Dante. Well, one thing I knew for sure was an inconceivable situation has occurred. That something had seriously gone wrong. Disappearing passengers. We're here already? Wow, I guess that wasn't an exaggeration at all. It really happened in the blink of an eye. As always, Faust was giving me her usual look, which was a complete lack of any emotive expression. Which I suppose is why it didn't immediately register that something had gone awry. No, we are not yet at our destination. Huh? When I finally came to, and after I had some time to digest that odd reply, I looked up at her face once again, and realized that her expression was more angsty than usual by a microscopical, minuscule degree. So this train is still running? Yes. Then where are we? I believe we are currently stranded in an unidentified dimension, coordinates unknown. I took a brief, reflective, deep breath from the sheer horror of numerous implications stuffed into that dryly delivered sentence. When that passed, the first thing that stuck in my mind was that we were about to suffer the very thing that we were so worried about. I see. But I soon found myself calming down. Yeah, this had to be part of Faust's plan. She probably saw this coming from a mile away. I'm sure she's about to proudly tell me every little detail of her plan that will help us out of this situation. Well, this is all just part of the plan, right, Faust? That was an unusually long silence from Faust. You are half correct, yes, yet half incorrect. With that, Faust left me to flounder in the chaotic stream of vaguely terrifying information as she began stopping by each capsule to wake the sinners. Oh, we're here already, man. It really happened in a blink of an eye. No. Oh, what's this? We're here already? For real? It really happened in a blink of an eye. No. What, we're here already? I guess I really was worried over nothing. No. No. I have yet to utter a single word. There was a brief cheer, a little hurrah about regaining our colors, followed by a flat-toned explanation of our current predicament, which was followed by a long, loaded silence, which was a sequence of events I had the pleasure of watching play out about 10 consecutive occasions. I didn't even say anything. That's funny. Ante, I understand your confusion. However, perhaps an elaboration of our present circumstances is necessary. And that brings us to the present. Let me get this right. This train is still running, and we're drifting through some unknown dimension. Odd about that striketh me as quite dramatic. Most importantly, are you saying that you already knew that this would happen, Faust? Yes. What the hell is wrong with you, huh? The sinners each begin to voice their anger. Of course, this wasn't the first time Faust and Virgilus intentionally and knowingly omitted certain details about events in our path. What are you insane? It's not like we can just retreat or jump out the door when stuff hits the fan. Opening the door will result in a near immediate destruction of the physical body. But hey, at least you know what to do, like you always do. You got a plan, right? Right? Faust, whom I had rarely ever seen at a loss for words, was unusually slow to respond. What's up with her? Lass looks like she's totally out of it today. She gives me a sideways glance. There must be something she can't discuss in front of the sinners. Guys, let's pause for a bit. She said that something inconceivable's happened. The other sinners' angers was completely understandable. It also makes sense that this continued lack of communication was harming our trust in Faust. Alright, we're going to go over the situation from the start, okay? But just letting things play out might really turn everyone against Faust, and for good. Besides, I doubt Faust woke us up in the middle of the trip just to spite us. First things first, I gotta get the sinners to calm down. Then I'll ask Faust to tell us what happened. If there's a problem, we'll figure it out and deal with it as we move along. Tell us what's going on, Faust. All of it. And in a way that we can all understand. Let's hear her out first. Is that okay with you guys? If you say so, I'll go along with it. Fine, I suppose losing my rag rarely did anything. Thank you, then. After some time, the gist of Faust's explanation was as follows. The cause of this issue, as always, involved a certain contract and a unilateral decision from the higher-ups of Limbus Company. W Corp caught wind of Limbus Company's recent distortion contract management promotion, and decided to contract us to deal with a mysterious, repeated series of incidents suspected to have been caused by a distortion. After multiple failed attempts to resolve it on their own, of course, the distortions themselves likely did not pose a problem for W Corp based on the available information, and we determined that they would have all been neutralized as soon as the train arrived, and any transformed passengers would have been reverted to their human forms. But the real issue was the passengers were disappearing. Passengers spirited away? Alas, such is an impossibility aboard the trains, is it not? That is the question for which we must discover the precise cause and effect of. Did W Corp share anything to get us started? That appears to have been the most prominent cause of this misunderstanding. She explained that W Corp refused to share anything about the trains because they were concerned about maintaining the secrets of their singularity. Maybe that's exactly why they sought out an upstart business like a Limbus Company to deal with this. Now that I think about it, we wouldn't even know where to start if we didn't have access to information that the identity cards had to offer. Faust produced what appeared to be a key card with W Corp logo on it before continuing with her explanations. However, we were given this master key card that can open and close the hibernation capsules at will. We may return to our respective capsules as soon as the contract is fulfilled and safely complete the rest of the journey as we had planned from the beginning. These bloody wings, every single one of them, spent absolutely barmy. I think it's a bit unkind of them to ask us to finish the puzzle without all the important pieces. At least at T-Corp, their chief executive director tagged along as our assistant, not to mention kindly explaining so many new things to us. It sounds like Miss Faust was stuck between a rock and a hard place herself. Some sinners grew more receptive after explanation, albeit with a sigh. Would appreciate if you at least gave us a hint. Yeah, I understand where you're coming from, but it's not like there's someone out there monitoring your every move and every word, right? That is... But not everyone was willing to let this go without saying their piece. Next time, I will take your inputs into account. And that's everything I could do for her. It's undeniable truth that Faust has disappointed the sinners with what she's done. But she's Faust. After all, I'm sure she has backup plans to get us out of this situation. So what's next on our agenda? What is done, right? Besides, it's not like we're gonna rot away for thousands of years inside this metal box. That is something I must first discuss with Dante. Discuss? But discussing things with other people is very unlike Faust. What are we discussing, Faust? We must converse in a lower volume, Dante. Why are we whispering? Her secretive attitude only exasperated my already battered sense of safety. My connection to the Gesellschaft, Faust, has been severed. I'm sorry, what? I cannot access Faust's knowledge at the moment. I guess I really was right to be anxious. Oh. Inaccessible. Oh boy. Time for some fighting. Time for some violence. Time for the game. Backups. I don't feel good about this, boss. If we gotta use the backups, this is a fucking bad time, alright? Fucking... That leaves those two nerds to be less than useful. We'll use you, and you'll stay. They're low level, practically useless. However, he does have a very good ego. We have the very good ego to sort it out. So if we need healing, we'll have healing. Yeah, this team will be fine. It's fine. Get her salt. What do you mean you can't? I mean it in the most literal sense. My access to Faust's input information, which has always been readily available, is completely severed. Oh, what if everything about this situation is something you don't have access to yet, like you said last time? One cannot completely dismiss that possibility, but even that is uncertain. Every answer Faust is giving you was always full of confidence and methodical expertise. I don't think she's ever said a sentence that was this full of speculation and doubt. And Faust, you are... Yes, at this moment I am limited to operating only with my knowledge. I cannot discern the cause of this disconnection. More than enough precautions have likely been taken in case of interdimensional travel. But perhaps Faust did not take into account an occasion in which we may have to access an unidentified dimension such as this. Or even if it was taking into account, this particular dimension may not have been subject to cross-observation. If that is not the case, then no, never mind. There was nothing that suggested that my connection to Faust would be lost. Not even as we boarded a train. To be honest, this is a rather disagreeable situation for me. Alright, for now. Now that changes everything. I recall the last thing I saw before the hatch on the capsule when Faust told me not to worry too much. Okay, this is just a minor setback. Nothing we can't beat, right? We got this. I began to mutter like I was trying to convince myself. As a manager, my job is to calm everyone down and set their sights on the future, just as Faust did for me immediately before the hatch closed. You're right about why you were disconnected, and that problem will solve itself once we're off the train. And if we do ever run out of options, I'll just turn the clock and see what happens. Don't stress yourself too much. We still have a lot to work with. Your knowledge, my clock, the sinners, and I could feel my confidence taking a hit with every word that came out of my metaphorical mouth, but that seemed to be enough for Faust. She nodded. Understood. And to the sinners, the fact that we are currently confined to a warp train in operation must be the source of enough stress. I believe that sharing Faust's current state with them would add an unnecessary source of tension. But so wrecking the store ain't gonna do anything. Well, we're all gonna bite it once it opens. How many times do you have to tell you that you're not even strong enough to break this door down? 1 billion years in this box. Yeah, good idea. So what now? Do we have to take a search sweeping each car or something? In the grand scheme of things, yes. Faust cleared the air with a cough before continuing. By A-Corp standard timescale, approximately 3 days have passed since our departure. As per the contract between Limbus Company and W Corp, I acquired the master keycard placed inside my capsule and adjusted the hatch settings to open automatically in 3 days. 3 days, huh? I feel like I just blinked, and I guess that hibernation for you. As you were all well informed prior to boarding, There's no way for the economy class passengers to enter the first class car. That is why this place has been remained untouched. However, cross-referencing my own deductions and W Corp's rather fragmentary explanations, I can assume that the situation is currently under progress in the economy class car. The part where they thrash the shit out of one another, tearing their limbs off and all that mess? No, I don't think it gets that bad in just 3 days. Besides, that's supposed to be the business as usual for W Corp, right? There must be something else that's out of the ordinary they want us to deal with. Precisely. In my opinion, it is... Hold that thought for but a moment. Just as Faust is about to continue, Don Quixote raised her index finger to her lips and signaled her to be quiet. Dost thou hear aught as I do? Scratching, nay rapping, forsooth, past the gate. Don Quixote kept listening with her ear to the door. An odd expression of half curiosity and half horror appeared on her face. It's possible that there must be... Lady Faust? After that very distrustful noise, everyone silently turned their heads to look at Faust, who closed her eyes briefly and thought. Please step aside for a moment, Don Quixote. It would be best if I observe it with my own eyes. With that, she produced the master key card from her pocket and approached the panel installed next to the door. Whoa, hang on a minute. You're going to open the door? I intend to follow your usual flavor of suggestion, Heathcliff. That there are times in which physical altercation is preferable to detached ruminations. Huh? My suggestion? Well, I ain't gonna disagree with you there, but what's gotten into you, lass? After all, how could I deduce anything without seeing it myself? Beep. After a brief mechanical beep, a hideous creature suddenly crashes through the open door and charges wildly in our direction. Violence! Oh, what in the fuck are these? Craving blood bag passenger. You should not look good. Anyways, kill them all. Make them all suffer for their sins. Well. What are these crystals? Native fins level. Oh. Buffs. I think these guys are easy enough to win rate. Might change Faust back to Yuri Faust. Lady Faust, however similar in appearance they may have been to the passengers, verily 'tis as though they were in complete want of sense, like people palified by the whale. Don Quixote hesitated until the last second to raise her weapon against them. She hung her head mournfully. Normally, Faust would have told her more information about those monsters before the fight began, and she would not have been burdened by the sheer thought of bringing harm to the innocent. Faust began searching the area, closely observing the various bodies in the general area for information. You appear particularly inquisitive today, Miss Faust. Yeah, aren't you usually the one who has all the answers while we're racking our brains trying to come up with something? The sinners were starting to feel that there's something off about Faust's behavior. They might even soon realize that there's something wrong with Don Quixote. They are not dead. Huh? Observe closer. The parts are all tethered to one another by something. Are they not? Oh! It appears that the flow of time has ceased in this space. Therefore, it follows that the connections that tether bodies to life and away from death remain intact. To my relief, Faust managed to correctly figure out what's going on like her usual self, even if it took her slightly longer than it usually does. What'd I say? We got this. Huh? What was that about? Oh, nothing. But I had forgotten that not all sinners were content with nodding along to whatever information Faust told us. The flow of time ceased aboard a warp train, is it? Yisheng grew pensive, seeing that Faust's lips parted for a moment before closing shut. I was starting to get a good read of her expression. That was unmistakably a look of regret, however short-lived. Albeit, would it not be more accurate to muse the flow time as decelerated to the point where, to an extra-dimensional observer, it has slowed to a stop? What is perspective regarding this suggestion? Yes, that is the most rational suggestion, Yisheng. Did Miss Faust just get something wrong? Wow, Yisheng sure is a time expert, right? Can you summarize it in easier language now that we're talking about it anyway? Gladly. If you'd allow me. Yisheng began to elaborate with gentle enthusiasm. That was close. To speak in brevity, it can be said that death is not an element aboard this train. And can you speak in a little less brevity? To elaborate? Verily, this one's heart beats still. Don Quixote lowers her head and listens closely to what appeared to be a dismembered torso and shouts her. Their state is akin to that of an unassembled jigsaw puzzle, merely immobilized and separated. Though their corpus has been sundered, the concept of death is at a state of, for all intents and purposes, eternal delay aboard this train. Existence is a continuum of moratorium. Forced they are to be tethered up upon the thinnest yet tenacious thread of life. I ill understood what hath been said here, yet they are not dead all the same. If their severed parts are all connected, then it can be said that no matter how entangled their bodies become, it is not impossible to eventually gather their parts together and form a single passenger. Thus, naturally, we can determine how and why the profession W Corp cleanup agent has come to be. I see, because someone will have to categorize and reconstruct these puzzle pieces once the journey is over. It's really baffling to me that a job like that even exists. Ever seen a wing that wasn't baffling in every sense of the word? Still, I guess that means as long as the train arrives at the station, they'll all be put back together like nothing happened. From what I learned through the W Corp identities, their main job was to gather chunks of flesh together and bring them back to their original shapes before they board the trains. It's a lot more visual than when I had looked at it in person. Ooh, that's quite the auspicious news among ill tidings indeed. It soon clicked in me what Faust was. Those with some awkward effort trying to do as I watched Don Quixote sigh for. Maybe Faust was trying to cheer Don Quixote up in her own way. The other Faust would not find it even necessary to do something like that. Don't they? Ah, my nose is stuffed. This always happens when I read too much. Nothing's coming out. Trying to blow my nose. Just pop my ears. What's up? Oh, time to whisper, right? Indeed, I intend to collect further intelligence. Well, if there's anything I can tell you. Faust cast her darkening gaze towards a bunch of flesh. Her gaze remained fixed upon them and whispered, "Are they distortions or abnormalities?" Oh yeah, I actually wanted to ask you. They weren't humans, that's for sure. From them I felt a sensation I felt from monsters. Something inexplicable, an unclear sensation or an aura. I felt this somewhere before, I'm sure of it, but I couldn't quite pinpoint the source of the sensation. One thing I do know for sure is that this sensation was not the same feeling I got from abnormalities, distortions, or even the pediculia. If I had to lean one way or the other, I'd say they're closer distortions. I'm sorry, I don't think they're either of those. It is difficult to be certain at the moment. Again, I'm not sure how I can explain this, but they're very, very similar to distortions, but also different. But you had to ask, then I'm gonna guess Faust doesn't know. Faust may know, but I, at this moment, have no way of. I feel like I should apologize for that. There is no need, Dante. Though the information you have provided me is rather ambiguous, it has helped me to do something on Earth. And collecting intelligence myself and creating deductions based on sparse information is quite... She paused, holding a bloody, slimy chunk of flesh in her hands. She just smiled to herself with gore in her hands? Oh, finally the awakening has begun. the awakening. Faust is having fun. Oh, look at look, our charming pitbull. Multi-crack office. Oh, we're going through the train cars. That's what the map is. Oh, that's nifty. I like the artwork. Betting. After a round of intelligence gathering from Faust, we open the door to the next cabin, only to be met by a loud motion. Sounds like there are other survivors. Ah, passengers in danger? Worry not, for I've arrived to... Whoa, 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 don't come any closer. Who the hell are you guys? A foreign woman suddenly jumped in our path. She appeared without warning. Faust stumbled a little, inadvertently slapped by the figure's swinging arms as she pushed us away. Right, like you gave me a warning before you practically kicked that door open. Would you mind moving that huge sword out of our faces? It's a bit threatening. Threatening? I'm just trying to protect those civilians in this tar. Also, is that a bioprosthetic? Must be an old timer, huh? I thought those things went out of style forever ago. Oh, you want to see what this old timer's got left in them? Oh, thou art from the north, verily. Thou darb is of northerners, no? This really ain't the time, lass. Anyways, it looks like we're in the same mess here. Make way for us, yeah? She seemed to be sizing us up for a moment. Nah, how'd I trust you? Got any proof that you ain't bitten? I'm not gonna let my efforts protecting this place go to waste. Bitten? The bloody hell are you talking about? Weird, you look completely lost if you weren't one of those economy cars. I'm sure you've seen... Hold on. Are y'all from the first class car? Yeah, we just woke up from our capsules. But none of you look very... I mean, aren't first class seats supposed to be... Well, why didn't you say so from the get-go? Name's Sasha, multi-crank office rep. Multi-crack. With that, she lowered her weapon and allowed us to pass. Have you not left this tar for the duration of the ride, Sasha? No, I haven't. We warped over to T-Corp after picking up one of their contracts, but geez, can you believe that this train broke down? Shit, is it even broken? I'm not feeling hungry or sleepy at all. It stinks of something shady bullshit if you ask me. You feel all that even in the prosthetic body? Man, how could I live without my favorite hobby? Drifting into a sweet nap after a pleasant meal? I made sure to get high quality parts for him so I can still feel hungry and sleepy. Hasn't something else of note also occurred? You bet your ass something did of note go down. How distracting. Is it hard for you to speak without being so hyper? Or at least stop swinging your arms around like that? Can't do that, friend. I broke all my prosthetic arms in a fight, so I'm calibrating a new set. I keep swinging them if I want them to sync up with the other parts anytime soon. Anywho, I don't know what the hell's going on, but people started turning into some weird monsters all of a sudden. Haven't a goddamn clue as to who they are. Doesn't seem like they understand us either. Good thing my train car didn't have a lot of those monsters. I just chopped up the monsters their pieces and hauled the civilians to this vacant. So, 3201 red colors, 3202 red colors. You have decided to protect them, despite the potential risks that they may transform as well. But of course, 'tis expected duty of any valorous fixers to stand guard in the front lines against evil to protect the weak. I've been keeping a close eye on him for the last 3 days, and so far, 0 transformations. Go past this tower and you'll see what the hell on earth really means. Those monsters are constantly trying to claw their way to the front of the train. So you asked me, I'd wager some shit went down at one of the train cars in the back and spread like wildfire till it reached here. I see. And that's all I can tell you about the situation. So, what's your story? Why did your rich first class so suddenly decide to grace us peasants with your presence? Nothing that's happened here could have made it to your swanky first class star, so what's your business down here? W Corp has hired us to solve this case. We are, fixers! Indeed, fixers. Faust nodded reluctant. She affirmed Don Quixote's boisterous declaration. They got every single one of you a first class ticket, huh? Your office must be rolling in dough. Wait, a goddamn second. So W Corp already knew that this would happen? But, they really contracted to a wing? Not sure if I trust you. As you must be well aware yourself, contracts and contract fulfillments are of paramount importance for fixers. With that in mind, please recall that W Corp is one of the most secretive wings of the city. Non-disclosure agreement, huh? Makes sense. I won't want to deal with those Ophi boys either. Anyways, I still didn't ask for any proof that you're actually contracted by W Corp. This is the master key card given to us by W Corp. I believe it can open most doors aboard this train. Faust produced the master key card from the pocket. I guess there isn't any other way for us to prove that we are actually contracted by W Corp. A key card, so use that to open the pathway between the first class and the economy class car. Let's see, W Corp logo. Oh, nice materials. Looks like you're telling the truth. Alright, I won't pry. Not like there's any cash in it for me either. So I guess you gotta go all the way down there for your job, huh? Yes. The fixer finally got out of her way, and then with one of her free hands pointed toward the opposite door. Well, it's your funeral, ladies and gents, or your victory lap if you guys are really that good. Lots of luck to y'all. Wood, by the way. I like the multi-crank design. I thank thee for thy words of courage, Fixer Sasha. I shall trust thee with protection of this fortress, prateth protect the innocents in my stead. Big sis, are you a fixer? Are you going to save us from the monsters in the cars behind us? Oh? Just as we were about to reach the other end of the car, a little passenger pulled on Don Quixote's coattails. Aye, forsooth. Whoa, are you a famous fixer? Forsooth, once again, thou mayest know me as a proudly illustrious fixer. Wow, I want to be a fixer too, just like you. Don't pester the lady, I'm sorry, she's my daughter, and... Haha, worry not thyself, 'tis no bother at all. Thou must dream of becoming a fixer thyself, little squire. It is fortunate someone like yourself is on board the train. Your presence ensured that child's survival. What you talking about all of a sudden? Come on, no need to keep up appearances between people in the same line of work. I'm just here to collect some sweet emergency contract fees from each and every one of them. Are you two on something or what? I see. I don't think Don Quixote needs to hear that. Hear what she just said. You know, you could be like that, Faust. Be like what? You know, there was no way the fixer was actually here to protect them out of pure goodwill, but you decided to go along with Don Quixote's delusions anyway, am I right? Good move. I was getting worried about what might happen if she started acting out again. You saw the twinkle in her eyes too, right? Don Quixote's always been energetic, but she's been especially bouncy today. Eyes. Faust strode towards Sasha with a question. I have one last thing to inquire. It'll be 30k on per inquiry. And that is quite an unsound decision to make for someone who claims to be in the same line of work as us. Have you considered the possibility that once our contract is successfully completed, we could include references to a particularly cooperative association office in our report to W Corp? Whoa, you serious? Well then, let me hear it. Were the eyes of the monsters you faced red, by any chance? Sasha paused with her swinging arms for a moment upon hearing that question, fearing to either be in thought or trying to recall something, then answered. I don't know, those monsters were red all over, but Is there something special about their eye color? Well, for one, my prosthetic eye is red, and the passenger over there's got red eyes, and oh, you there, the lady with the big sword that's also got red eyes. But is someone out there paying cash for information on red eyes or something? No, well, it was a question of no significance. Faust nodded lightly in her direction, then opened the door to the next car. Ugh. Whistle. Ooh, they are melted. This is weird fear. The scene appears to look like it's straight out of a painting of hell. Hellstring. Yippee! I think I can do one more. Probably won't finish this today, but I'll do one more. I wonder. It may not be efficient, but I want some more, how do you say, gooding? Yes, it's fine. I want some more of the more Gloom. I want more Gloom generation, so I'm gonna bring Yuri fast. Yeah, they got red eyes. Fucking meatbags. God. Come on, get the killing. Alright, these guys aren't fucking crazy to deal with. Get some EXP for some of the lads. Painting of Hell 2. Vibin'. Absolute lusciousness. Come on. These fucking rock men need to, you know, settle their fucking difference. Smash. What the fuck is this? Blood Feast. Interesting. Why is that there? me look again at what that healing ego Meyer Salt uses, because if it's more efficient than Fluid Sac, I might swap out Faust from the team to Meyer Salt if I can level him up. One of his IDs to be good. Which, you know, having the tanky boy that can heal would be pretty fucking useful. The gang seems plenty strong. Okay, just beat this man to death. Ugh, the fucking meat corridor, like some fucking Dead Space bullshit. Not fond. Anything in a narrow hallway really takes a lot out of you. Too bad. Making big movements when there's not a lot of room to move around takes more energy than you might think. Especially for people like us who use longer weapons. You have a spear. It should be easier because you're not supposed to swing it. These enemies are much harder than the ones we fought earlier. And that was inevitable that their sheer numbers would eventually wear down the sinners. Ooh, what are these things, Faust? Yeah, I've been wondering that too. Why are you so tight-lipped all of a sudden? Those entities are... What do you think those entities are? Huh? Did I just ask you the same question? Oh no, are you giving us a chance to come up with our own answers first? Of course, Faust did not confirm or deny his question, but Sinclair was perfectly capable of interpreting her silence in his own fashion. There are some things I learned after fighting them, I think. These monsters aren't mad at us, nor do they want to attack us because we're an obstacle. That's not why they're attacking us. Quite. It is apparent that they hunger for aught, charging anyone and anything in a desperate quest of it. Right, that's strange, though I thought hunger or thirst wasn't a thing aboard these trains. It could be determined from the entity's attack patterns that their offensives were not based on rational thought. The source of this behavior can only be traced back to the primal aggressiveness. Yes, and? Was there anything else? Anything else? Oh yeah, I think they're all red-eyed. They all had red eyes. Their bodies red than blankets of red. I smelled blood, so that's not like they're made. So that's likely what they're made of. And it must be that the red eye was congealed in a crystallized blood. Thank you all. Your input has all been very helpful. It was my turn to start whispering. What did you learn from that? We are in luck, Dante. I have read up upon this subject as a tangent while pursuing information regarding our next destination moments before we boarded the train. And while that will be a useful element in our resolving this situation, the sinners have also been a very good source of intelligence when it came to categorizing and identifying important evidence from the available sea of information. Your advice was correct, Dante. You mean, you know what to do to blow this case wide open? Nothing can be said with absolute certainty at the moment. However, this will be a good place for us to start. With that, Faust turned around and faced the rest of the sinners. I will now present before you a solution to this predicament. Huh? Is there something else we've got to do other than beating the crap out of whatever's in our way? That will not change, no. However, what I am about to share will give you a better understanding of the purpose behind W Corp's contract and provide us with a possible means of finding the method by which we may complete it. It is very likely that the entity behind the incidents on the train, and by extension every incident of the same nature that has occurred in previous war train trips, is a blood fiend. A blood fiend? Intriguing. There's a face up there. That's somebody's face in the wall. Damn. Moloroff is doing work. Okay, I'm intrigued. I want to keep going. But it's late. I don't want to stay up all night. I might come back to this tomorrow. I am vibing. So, let's... Oh, they don't have weapons. Alright, I'm gonna raid out. I feel like we've had a good time. But it is getting late. I do want to go to bed. Whew. Let's see. Let's see. Let's raid out to. I've raided. Have I raided them before? No. Now what are they doing? I'm not sure what they're doing. It appears that they have a favorite. Okay, let's raid them. I think they're a fan of Limbus Company. Let's do them a how do you do. Everyone have a good night. Love you. You know what you did. Good night.